Following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
A destination that once seemed so far away is currently in walking distance. And while maybe the big number episodes don't mean quite so much as we move forward,
The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
and as we move forward, yeah, and some things,
Something never changed.
Yeah, no matter how much we advance, it seems like we always, we take a step forward and take about 12 steps back. But I'll tell you this right now, as we're getting ready and this show drops on VD Day, I'm going to tell you what your boy's going to be doing. I'm going to maybe have some soup, maybe some nice minestrone, and get ready for our episode 400 milestone. So welcome to Trick or Treat fucking Technical Difficulty Radio.
Zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 394 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast as recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein and also at the lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau. We discuss at least one film a week. We argue, we make fun of each other, and sometimes I have 4 windows open that are streaming the show and I can't find the right one.
It's fucking winter, dude. Close the windows. You're letting the heat out.
Now that we stream, we stream on YouTube, we stream on Facebook. I have like 2 streams on Facebook going in the group and on the Trick or Treat Radio page, and they, no matter how many times I mute them, like before the show, invariably one always like just happens to kick on, and then I'm like searching through my 20 like browser windows trying to find the right one.
I don't think you have enough on your plate.
Yeah, you should try producing MZ. I'd love to see that sometime.
Yeah, I can not do that.
Well, at least you know your limitations. I appreciate that.
A man's got to know his limitations.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
it is episode 394, and on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about a little film called Come to Daddy. I feel like a creep just saying it.
Ooh, Come to Daddy. Hey, you want to go see Come to Daddy this weekend?
Are you hitting on me?
Dude, get some bros over and watch Come to Daddy.
Hey guys, come over. Let's watch Come to Daddy this weekend.
Dude, it's gonna be awesome. We're going to watch the XFL first and then watch Come to Daddy afterwards. It'll be fucking dope. We'll high five the whole
Imagine
time.
if someone in the XFL had that on the back of their jersey, Come to Daddy.
Come to Daddy.
Yeah. Instead of he hate me, he call me Daddy.
Do they have that in the XFL now?
I don't think so.
The weird names? No, they don't do that. Jesus, who even watched any of that? Apparently, it got very good ratings. Did it really?
Yeah, it actually did pretty good.
Really?
It was on.
No promotion.
Yeah, so did
at all.
9/11, but it doesn't mean it's a fucking good content.
It was on at the gym when I went, and I caught myself glimpsing up a few times. And then the next day on Sunday, I just turned the TV on. It just happened to be on a channel that had the XFL, so I watched it for like 5 minutes.
Wow, that's really bringing in the ratings.
Yes, exactly. I was helping out. That's good shit, pal. I'm gonna call you Puke. You guys see the dude that puked?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Drozdov, yeah.
No. In the XFL, there was a dude who puked on. He was lining up for a play, and he puked.
Really?
Yeah,
Just like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I had a manager's meeting and I puked beforehand. It was pretty good.
What?
No, I liked it. I'm on a good career path.
And I'm sure it wasn't because you were sick.
No, I don't talk about it. But a lot of players, vomit before a big game. The Rock did, right? The Rock did. Darren Drozdov.
The Rock puked?
I think so.
Really?
I think, yeah. When it was Florida.
Well, supposedly
game.
supposedly this guy had he chugged a Gatorade, and then they told him to go out on the field for the next play, and they had just scored a touchdown, and so he had to quickly get on for the extra point try. Apparently he ran 60 yards quickly to get on the field, and then he just puked up all of his Gatorade, so it was all orange.
Gross.
It happens, man. That's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Dude, seriously, I seriously doubt you puked after drinking. Well, it takes you 70 beers to get drunk.
No,
it really doesn't either.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I'm not saying it hasn't happened.
70 beers.
That's a lot. That is a lot. I think over 7, then you might you're gonna feel something. But no, I mean we had a friend, former friend, that called vomiting when you drink the orgasm of drinking.
Ooh,
Nice.
I don't know about that.
Come to daddy.
It's because you can kind of go and go, and you finish, so to speak, or you let loose.
Yeah, but that doesn't feel. Well, I guess it feels good after, right?
Yeah,
Not during.
During is oof.
Nothing about vomiting is good until you actually do it.
What's the most
doing it?
Yeah, right.
I'm interested. What's the most amount of beers that you've had in a night?
He doesn't remember. He blacked out after 8.
I remember the most amount of beers I've drank.
2.
Him, it's one more than too many.
The most I had was 12.
It's respectable. There's
pretty respectable.
I've only done, and I only did it once, and I never did it again.
That's fine. That's good. And you didn't have any other stimulants to keep you going longer into the evening.
No.
I know. The answer is no. I know that.
The funny thing is that I really didn't feel anything hitting me till around maybe the 7th or 8th beer.
That's fair.
And paid my tab and stumbled home.
and paid your dues later.
Well, you told me you paid for 12 beers out in a bar?
Yeah.
Wow, that's outrageous. That's fucking Bruce Wayne and shit.
Yeah. Well,
Bruce Wayne and shit.
That'd be expensive.
I don't know what Bruce Wayne has to do with it, but I'll take it as.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bruce Wayne, did you see the footage of the Batman, the bat suit, Raven Shadow?
I clicked on it, and
So
I don't
no.
know if it seemed like it was all in the shadows, like it was like a test thing.
Yeah, it's test footage. It's a
Yeah.
little teaser. Not just going to show you it all lit up and everything. They're gonna tease you about it.
Well, don't take your clothes off, not fuck me. I mean, show me,
Well, yeah,
Well, that's the movie. You got to wait for the movie.
yeah. It's
Or
a big tease.
or the trailer.
yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean,
Let's see if I can find it. I want to take a look at it myself. I haven't seen it yet.
it was like red.
Well,
and
why
had
don't
a
you
mask.
search it rather than scrolling through Facebook?
Oh, but I like Facebook.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, look, Asian girls.
Pattinson Batman.
Pattinson.
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 There you go, right there.
You gonna show it to Raven Shadow?
No, let him look for it himself.
I saw it.
He'll never find it.
Actually, Johnny, I saw a film in the theater.
No,
on
you did not.
I saw a movie on opening weekend. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right, because Marion dragged you.
No, I drove. Okay.
Wait.
Come on, you son of a bitch.
Wait.
Going to a peep show doesn't count.
Wait, did you see Birds of Prey, the fantabulous
Emancipation.
of one Harley Quinn, or did you see Harley Quinn Birds of Prey?
Oh, did that really become a thing?
Yeah, they changed the name.
Yeah.
I heard they changed the name to.
Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
That's how I've been hearing it since day one. I've
Well,
ever.
Look at the posters.
Oh, it's and
Well,
this is fucking
I mean
stupid.
but I mean advertising. Like when I'd see like a commercial on TV or online, was always Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey.
No, it's Birds of Prey, and I think the Emancipation of Harley Quinn was like a joke title. It was like a throw on there, but it's Birds of Prey.
I mean, well, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, remember I commented that I didn't like that they were billing it as Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
The title has always been, even though they might say Harley Quinn the title has always been Birds of Prey, The Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And that's a mouthful, and I think people didn't realize that it was out, first of all, and then that where's the Harley Quinn movie? And then they go to the theater, and then, and then it's Birds of Prey. They don't know. So
Yeah, but accusing me like, oh, fucking, I can't find Harley Quinn. I'm gonna go see 1708 or whatever the fuck that movie is. Like, you don't get.
1917. That's a big difference of years.
Yeah.
Well, they fucking was back in the 17s.
All right, all right.
There were
All
a lot of
right,
rocks.
Enough of that. All right, I just took a look at the Pattinson Batman. I like the geometric look of the suit. It looks pretty cool.
Okay.
Now, did you think the bat symbol on the front was functional? Do you think that was a batarang?
Wait, show me the
That-
picture. Show me
that-
the picture. I didn't see that.
That it looks like it is.
I think part of it's hinged so he can like breathe. The two chest plates I think are independent, and there was like a hinge in the middle of the bat symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something going on with that. There's definitely something going on with that.
And he turns it sideways to make it smaller.
You
And
stop
he puts it a half an inch from his face.
what you did.
That's a stupid fucking phone.
It is a
No, it's
stupid
not a
phone.
stupid phone. It's a stupid person using it.
He handed it to you,
Let me
oriented
use
the right
it.
way, and you went and spun it.
It's not even a fucking picture. You have like a fucking.
No, it's a
Rorschach.
video.
No, it's
a
like a
video.
Rorschach.
What does
God.
Raven Shadow see?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I see a big red blur. It's
Blurg.
not well. Blurg.
Blurg.
So Raven Shadow, what did you think of the movie? You talked
Listen-
about it. And you,
All right, let me try and get it. for you again. God
yeah,
damn you.
Get me again.
Jesus.
I had fun. I had fun with it. I liked it, man. What I'm saying, I'm not going and expecting fucking Casablanca 2, but it was fun. It did remind me a little bit of Deadpool. I mean, if it definitely takes its liberties. One second, I'm telling a story. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you look at it while you're telling the story.
Okay, grown-ups are talking. Thank you. They're doing a really good job.
Where are the grown-ups?
Well, Johnny's a grown-up. I'm talking to a grown-up. It definitely takes some liberties with the source material. So, I mean, the Birds of Prey are pretty much unrecognizable.
yeah, it wasn't really. I can't remember her name now. What's Batgirl's name?
Cassie Kane, Cassandra Kane.
Yeah, I heard that it wasn't really like anything like she is in the comics.
No, I mean, she's not a fucking fully developed assassin.
Right, which is unfortunate.
She was a little Asian girl who was a pickpocket with a broken wrist, which is kind of like being an assassin.
Kind of.
It's pretty close. They did. I mean, part of it was they kind of went to. It's very clear that they're not trying to world build anymore. So when they have a character like, say, Black Canary, in my opinion, they're not booking her like she's somebody that would hang out with the Affleck or Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman in a Justice League movie.
Yep.
A lot of it seemed like it was an R-rated CW cast. They do kind of like race swap Black Canary, which whatever. She has blonde hair. Huntress was cool, but once again came off very sub CW.
She was also played by oh shit, what was her name? Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah.
And she was kind of fun. They had the Helena Bertinelli origin, the Mafia origin.
Yep.
Which I dug. I did think that Rosie Perez did a great job as Montoya, who's the character that I do adore. She was actually really quite good. And they even had the captain.
Told you not to do it.
Jesus.
This dude does like 4 impressions. One's like Larry Fine and Rosie Perez. Who fucking does that?
Yeah, he is very
Do it to me.
very obscure.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Oh
And
my God.
She did do a good job like Montoya.
I am Montoya.
Not that Montoya. Ewan McGregor totally chewed scenery, and he was awesome. I love this resurgence of Ewan McGregor.
Yep.
And I totally want his outfit. He was pretty much Black Mask for like 2 minutes at the end of the film. But overall, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I did have fun with it. Marion dug it, and I stayed awake. Johnny, okay, without help. And
What time did you go see it?
3 o'clock
Yeah,
show.
there you go.
Yeah.
So you had dinner and then went to the movie?
Yeah.
You came home.
Got the early bird special.
Yeah, had your Metamucil when you got home.
It was nice. Had some prunes. It was good. I was in bed by 7.
Change it.
Yeah. But once again, it's not the definitive version of the Birds of Prey. There's no Barbara Gordon, you know what I mean? And in my opinion, Cassandra Cain is the most badass fucking Batgirl of all time.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, she's someone that could fucking hang with the Dark Knight. I liked her when they brought she was brought in during the No Man's Land. Am I right in that, Johnny? In the Bat books?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, she had the all black bat suit with like the stitched mask and the only like yellow bat symbol on it.
Yeah.
And I think her dad was like an assassin named Kane, and somehow she joined in the family, and even joined Nightwing's Outsiders for a while, which is pretty cool. But I mean, yeah, it was fun. Is it perfect? No. Is it definitive version of Birds of Prey? And while Birds of Prey is a great series, it's been around for 20 years. It's not known outside the mainstream. So I mean, once again, it's not perfect. It shows that DC is not trying to world build. But there was actually here's one thing I loved about it. And this isn't really a spoiler, but in the first like 20 minutes, Harley breaks up with the Joker, makes it very public, a public display of that. And one of the best parts of the film was when, all right, so you're not dating the Joker anymore? Well, now you're fucking not off limits anymore. We can come get you. So it's kind of a running gag where people will try to like ambush her, and then she'll like see somebody, and then it'll scroll down. Oh, so-and-so Johnson broke his legs, and reason why they're pissed off at her. And one guy will show up with guns blazing, and then all the numerous things that she did to him will come up, and like he reads too fast, you can't even see it. So, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was kind of a fun gag where
so does that mean that was Leto in it, or was it off screen that it happened?
No, they do reference Suicide Squad. They make a Bat reference, and they do show some clips from Suicide Squad, but it's Jared Leto from the back. Very quick glimpse.
Okay.
She gets a hyena, and there's a really cool prison break scene that I liked. Fanboys will not like certain elements of it. Like I said, it doesn't follow the source material. But what the fuck, man? I had fun for my 2 hours. I enjoyed it. McGregor was dope. There is a Mr. Zaz. He makes an appearance.
Zaz.
So, yeah, I liked it. Wasn't perfect, but I liked it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, but
Was it perfect?
It wasn't perfect.
Wasn't perfect. No,
Was
because you
not.
weren't clear about that being perfect. You only said it 3 times.
Johnny, Aries is really slow usually, so I'm trying to help him out.
he's not slow. That's actually pretty mean that you said that.
I'm just being a little bit of a dick.
See?
How is being slow and being a dick remotely related?
Because you're being a dick and I called you slow. I don't mean that, but I was trying to. I'm just trying to get back at you. Hurt my
Is
feelings.
he being a slow dick?
Ooh. I'm fascinated, actually.
I got a fast dick.
We know that.
Yeah.
Pull.
Oh, I'm done.
Stacy, I came.
That's all too.
That's
all too true.
Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah. No, I know, but
Times at Ridgemont High.
oh man. So
Or hit me on Facebook.
what else was looking at? So you saw that. Good for you, Ravenshaw. You went to a movie. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Um,
I saw a lot over the weekend.
what's that?
I saw a lot of things over the weekend.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, good.
Buckle up. It's a Raven Shadow episode.
No, and then I watched Justice League because I was feeling masochistic, and I watched that
The
again.
film?
Film.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
It's not terrible, and that's the thing. I watched it from the perspective of this movie was studio fucked it up. It had missed opportunities, and it had a lot. It wasn't what it was supposed to be, but overall, upon a second viewing, so I watched it with the Aries, and we had fun. I
I wasn't anywhere near this place on the weekend.
Not this place, but we saw it in theaters together.
Oh, we weren't clear about that. You made it sound like we were watching it this weekend.
You gonna watch it next weekend?
No.
No. Well, I watched that.
MZ's checking out.
I watched
You watch what?
I watched some documentaries.
On.
I watched one on Shirley. What's her name?
Temple?
Shirley.
McLean.
No.
Temple?
Cromer. I'm gonna find it right now.
Oh, this is gonna take
yeah.
forever.
Great.
Oh boy.
He's gonna reference it. He's gonna reference to his phone to look up something.
I gotta find my phone.
I love how you keep on closing that same window and opening it back up.
Oh God, look at this.
Oh boy.
Oh, Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm on
Chisholm.
Amazon. You know who she is?
Nope.
She was the first.
Tell
she
us.
was the first black woman in 1972 that ran for president. Seriously.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I do know her then.
Yeah. See, and she was running. It was right before Nixon was going for a second term, and it was also when that fucking douchebag, fucking George Wallace, was running. But it was really fascinating. It was about an hour and a half documentary, and I really dug it a lot. So check that out.
Where was it?
I believe it was on Amazon Prime.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Shirley Chisholm. And it's so funny. You watch that shit. You watch when they do it on like CNN or VH1, different decades. The same shit happening in 72 is the same shit that's fucking happening in fucking 2020, election-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's similar with various degrees of insanity. But
Was
yeah,
it?
she was
Was this the one
badass.
that was called Chisholm 72? You said?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it came out in 2004, but she died in 2005 too.
And she was in the documentary, so she was in it. And she's like unbossed and unbought. Like she was fucking badass, dude.
I'm gonna guess you didn't pick that though.
Doesn't matter who.
Wait, did you pick any of the movies this weekend?
I did. I showed Marion Manborg.
Oh, nice.
Not- What'd she think of that?
She dug it. I'm
Well,
like,
she
listen.
should. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Manborg, so I just saw. I think it was. I don't think I mentioned it last week on the show, but the director, one of the directors from Astron 6, who Stephen Kostansky, who did the Leprechaun movie from last year, which wasn't so great, but he also was co-director of The Void. He has a new movie coming out, and it's debuting next month at South by Southwest, I believe, and it's called Psycho Goreman. It's a PG-rated, like, sort of throwback, like, kids, alien, horror, adventure kind of movie.
And the name of it is Psycho Goreman.
Yes.
That I find that must be
Really?
the most intriguing PG-rated film I think I've ever heard in my life.
Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me see. I don't know if it actually has a rating yet.
Psycho Gorman, qu'est-ce que c'est?
But the poster on it, like, because the initials are PG, so maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's not actually, but I would be surprised if it was. But it's listed as a sci-fi film, and let's see, it's got Adam Brooks, so one of the other Astron 6 guys. He's the one with the mustache. He's also in it. Oh, it looks like Connor Sweeney and Matthew Kennedy are also in it as well.
Connor Sweeney.
Connor Sweeney.
Excellent penis you have.
So I'm super excited for this because, as you know, as anyone who's been listening to the show for a while knows, that we are enormous fans of Astron 6, and anything they do we'll be more than happy to check out and to support. But yeah, man, I can't wait for Psycho Gorman.
Wait, is this under the Astron 6 name?
No, it's just. I
Oh.
mean, it includes most of the guys from Astron 6, but it's just directed by Steven Kostansky.
Yeah. Well, Astron 6 kind of disbanded. They shut down.
Yeah, they said they've done their last film.
They're all separate ways.
Was
Yeah.
Chow Boys the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, we're watching that this weekend.
I'm gonna send this in our chat. I'll send it to you guys so you can take a look at one of the pictures.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I don't know when it's officially getting released. I don't even know if it has distribution yet, but it'll be playing at South by Southwest next month. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the thing that throws me off is their Twitter icon is you. Let me see. I'll send this as well, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But it looks like the rated PG sort of logo. That's what threw me off. So I don't know if it's actually rated PG, but you can see the logo there. PG.
Maybe it's PGM for Psycho Gorman. Is Psycho Gorman or Psycho Gorman?
It's Gorman, one word. So Goreman.
PG, Psycho Gorman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gus Gorman.
PG, Psycho Gore. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
PG.
Yeah, no, it's clever.
Gorman.
Fuck.
No, I didn't know that Gorman was all one word. That's what threw me.
Right, it's like Spider-Man or like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Is he Jewish?
Yeah. Bill Spider-Man.
Julius.
So let me see. There's a couple of things I was going to mention. Oh, I don't know if any of you guys watched this, but a new trailer dropped for Gareth Evans' new project. Did you guys happen to see that by chance?
I had no
The
idea.
Green Knight.
No. That's another thing. It's called Gangs of London, and it's a TV series, and it's from Gareth Evans, the dude who did the Raid films. So it's like sort of like, Gangs of London. So it's modern day, but there's all this like I wouldn't call it mafia because it's not Italian. What do you call the Irish mafia, Raven Shadow?
The
The
mafia.
Irish Mafia.
Yeah, they're just the mafia.
No, they're the Irish Mafia.
It's the Italian mafia or the mafia.
No. Let's slow it down,
Yeah.
Aries, because you're a half. But no.
I don't bring up your fucking faults.
No, it's still no. They can. It's like they can share it. They can have that name, the Russian Mafia. Japan keeps it real. They got the Yakuza. You know what fucking time it is over there. But the Irish and the Russians can borrow.
But you guys should check it out. I posted on the Facebook
Yeah.
group. There's a trailer for it. It looks fucking awesome. It's sort of like the crime sort of stuff you'd come to expect from something like that, but with Gareth Evans' like signature violence.
So kind of like a Peaky Blinders in a modern century.
Maybe I've never seen Peaky Blinders, so I can't comment on it. But
Irish mafia is called a mob.
there you go. The Irish Mob. Thank you.
Mob. What? What?
Yeah.
What?
You constipated?
No. I'm very regular.
Sounds like you
No,
are.
I just think he's wrong
Why?
because he's
He looked it up.
I just Wikipedia'd it.
Irish Mafia is not called the mob. Mob's the mob.
The mob. Bow with the bob.
Bob,
Mob with the
ding.
bob.
Married to the mob with fucking Alec Baldwin and fucking
Matthew
Catwoman.
Modine.
Oh yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Or Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer.
See, you're just assuming because the Italian mafia is the most well known that they originated the names.
Yeah.
Johnny.
What?
Don't look at me.
Why
Why do you look for him for help?
I look for him for lots of things.
Yeah.
one of
Don't look
which
for me.
is-
Don't look at me for this. All right.
No, you're taking that as an assault.
It is assault.
It isn't an assault.
It is an
I
assault.
merely made a statement that you're assuming that because they're the most well known that they originated the names.
Well,
You're assuming, correct?
No.
Because you know you have no fact, you have no basis for your assumptions.
Listen, my great grandmother told me a fucking story. Okay, and that's how I know the things I know.
My grandmother also told me I was the best.
You're really good.
You know,
You are really good.
Okay. Moving on.
All right. This is exciting.
It isn't.
Episode 400.
I've been fighting there with people at work. I'm not in the mood for you. I've been up since 2 a.m.
What?
So I got like no patience. It
All right.
snowed here.
We haven't had
John.
snow in a while down here. This is the best fucking winter ever. We literally got like maybe three inches of snow the whole fucking winter so far. It's amazing.
Oh my
Aries,
god! No, it did snow. I had to go into work. I had a fight with someone at 3 a.m.
Oh my god!
You know how much fun that is to have a
you?
shouting match with someone at 3 in the fucking morning. I didn't even have my goddamn coffee
Johnny,
yet.
He's the god of war. I would think yelling at somebody at 3 a.m. is fun for him.
I want my coffee at 3 a.m. Coffee. I walked into my office. I didn't even make it into my office. I'm in the main area and I'm shouting at someone
Why were you shouting at them?
because he was wrong. He wasn't listening.
Wow.
It's a long
like,
story. It took half the ride for me to explain it to MZ.
Yes.
But I
Okay.
told him what to do and he ignored me. So
Yes.
when it was there in the morning, he needed to get yelled at.
Okay.
It's almost like dealing with you.
Yeah.
What?
As a matter of fact, that's exactly.
It's exactly. Yeah. I deal with it at work. I come here. I deal with it here.
I disagree.
You ever hear that new Alanis Morissette song, "The Reasons I Drink"?
Oh, I saw that on the interwebs.
Yeah.
I
See,
didn't click on
if
it.
I was singing it, it would just be like da 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 da, Raven Shadow, da 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 da, work, da 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 da, Raven Shadow. You know, that'd be it.
Where's my filling?
He's stealing my joke.
No, filling my teeth.
Oh.
Oh my god. Yeah, because Aries is the one with one feeling.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Raven Shadow's the one with one filling.
I have one filling, yeah.
Only one.
One feeling, one filling.
That's right. It's awesome.
All you have to do is,
Well, you tell me what I do?
yeah,
Yeah, chew slowly, right? It's a good start.
yeah. Oh, fuck you, dude. That's an old story now. All right,
It's going. Let's get legs.
I can eat. I can breathe.
It's still there because
Yeah.
like I said, I heard some guy choked on meat at BJ's, and I instantly thought of you.
Well,
Speaking of which, Smoking Ty's hanging out in the chat room, and he posted a gif of the San Diego chicken.
fuck you, dude.
Nice.
Prick bastard.
And
I think.
go ahead, Rib Joe.
You go, Johnny. I think you might see the same thing that I see.
Yeah, I was gonna say our boy Murph is hanging out. Murph says, "Sup, gents? Just popping in while I wait for my co-host to finish whatever the fuck they're doing so we can record." It's our boy Noah, and
I was telling Marion about Murph on Saturday as we were driving home from the Birds of Prey.
yeah,
'Cause
what'd you tell her?
I said that Murph is fucking dope as fuck, and he's my boy, and he liked the Birds of Prey too for what it was. And we both have the same knowledge about knowledge. And,
We have the same knowledge about knowledge.
yeah, we know some shit about shit we know about. And,
oh my god!
and we liked it for
Jesus
what it was, despite the flaws. Is that right? No.
He also says, "Hell yes, Cassandra Cain Batgirl was tops. I love Barbara, but Cass was a badass."
Yeah.
He also says it was okay. Action pieces were great and it was funny. Black Mask and Harley were all right, but Cass and Black Canary might as well not have been those characters. I did like the changes they made to Huntress. I wish they had done more with her.
You think changes? I don't think changes to Huntress. But I agree with everything he said.
But otherwise, he also says the new setup looks sultry. All those deep reds and black leather feels like you should all be wearing satin pajamas.
Dude, come over.
You can stay over again.
Sultry in here.
That's another one of his impersonations.
He does the mother from Goonies and Mama from
No,
the Train.
yeah, from Throw Mama from the Train. I don't do Goonies. I do Throw Mama from the Train.
You've done
You-
some
you
Goonies.
could.
It's the same woman, but it's not the same voice.
It kind of is.
No. Well, I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, it was a
but
big stretch in her performance.
I mean, figure out number one line that she says from Goonies. And
well, I mean, if you remember what her voice sounded like before all that happened, it's like fucking night and day, you know. And because of the throat cancer that she had, you know, it propelled her to like a brand new career. It might have been just for
as a corpse,
just for one film. But goddamn, what a movie that is! I love Throw Mama from the Train.
Oh, she was awesome though, Anne Ramsey.
She was fantastic.
Yeah.
I saw.
And she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in that movie. Didn't
Really?
win. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she was up for best.
Owen
Supporting
loves his
actress.
mama.
Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mom.
You'll never be nothing. You'll never be nothing. You'll never get to first base. All you know how to do is type. You sit there typing all day like a fat little pigeon. Whatever the hell that means.
well, because pigeons just kind of peck.
You're like a pet little pigeon.
But it's also her mentality and the words that she uses. It's just hysterical. Oh, what a brilliant performance. My God.
I haven't seen that movie in probably since the 80s. Maybe the 90s, actually.
Bullshit. Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in so long.
It's on Tubi. I watched it a couple weeks. You can laugh all you want, motherfucker. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You can laugh all you want.
Fuck you, Johnny.
You know what? It kind of sounds like you give a little shit because you got a little upset.
Well, hey, what do you want from me? I'm trying to tell people, you know, if you want to see Throw Mama from the Train, it's on Tubi. I'm not promoting Tubi.
Yeah,
I'm promoting the movie.
Are you getting a cut here with
Believe me,
Tubi?
if I wish I was. Believe me.
You should with the amount you pitch it on this.
I
That's
love
what-
Tubi. What can I say? It's a great app. I fucking love that app. I watched as a matter of fact, I watched Throw Mama from the Train.
Yeah.
I watched the remake to The Bad News Bears.
Oh, with
Which-
Billy Bob.
Yeah, which is actually quite good.
Is it rated R?
I don't think so. I think it's a PG-13. If it is a PG-13, it's a hard PG-13. And I also watched Throw Mama from the Train. And I also watched.
Again?
I finished up watching Rat Race today.
Oh shit.
What a
Fabulous
fucking
fiction, yeah.
oh god damn. What? Rat Race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said what a oh goddamn. So I
Yeah.
don't know whether you like it or
I'm
don't.
trying. Okay, let me tell you.
That's what I asked.
It's an oh god. It's
I've never seen it. Is it
It's-
worth watching?
it's picture it as a modern. It came out in 2001, but picture it as a modern day Cannonball Run movie.
No. It's a remake of It's a Mad World.
Yeah.
Did you
Isn't
get all
it
the
a-
Mads in there?
I don't know. Maybe I think I
there's
might have did
four-
one
there's
too
four
many.
Very, very,
I
very,
can never-
very.
I can never. I always just get caught in that loop and just want to keep on saying "mad" when I say that title.
It's four Mads in that. It's a mad world. I thought they went around the world in that movie.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if
It's been a long time since I've seen
but
it.
it's the same premise. It's just it's a remake of that.
Okay.
They don't have to. It's not a a shot for shot remake.
No.
Wasn't
But
there a Full Throttle car movie that was like a modern day Cannonball Run with a Lamborghini?
they did. Well, they did. There was Cannonball Run 2, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. Then they did a Canadian version back in the late 1980s, maybe early 90s. I'm trying to Speed Zone.
That's
the name of it.
Speed Zone.
Speed
right,
Zone.
with John Candy.
Yep.
And Eugene Levy.
Right.
And there was
right.
a red Lamborghini.
Yep.
And I think Aykroyd's wife, the chick from
Mrs. Aykroyd.
Mrs. Aykroyd,
Mrs. Aykroyd.
the tall blonde. She was in
Donna Dixon.
Thank you, Donna Dixon.
Oh, he's married to Donna Dixon.
Word.
Oh man, I had no idea.
Good for
Good
him.
for him.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wow. I want to shake his penis.
Mr. Aykroyd, thank you. I'm not gonna-
Oh yeah, she was the dream woman in Wayne's World.
Yeah.
I love you, Dream
Yeah.
Woman.
But yeah, Rat Race. It has Seth Green. It has Whoopi Goldberg. the Cuba Gooden.
The Cuba.
the Cuba Gooden.
The Cuba Gooden.
When did you become Raven Shadow?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always called him Cuba Gooden.
Yeah, imagine, you guys know about the coronavirus. Imagine if the
Yes.
if the Bombaleo virus ever like got out there and people just start turning into Raven Shadows.
Oh,
I
God.
can't, I'm gonna be fucking.
God help us.
I'm gonna be infecting people like a motherfucker. It'd be like Bizarro World. Like, it'd be a different shape.
No, you know what it'll be like? It'll be like that movie, The Similars.
Oh
Where
yeah.
Everybody started like Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
fucking world.
That would be a mad world.
It was like House of a Thousand Raven Shadows.
Oh, corny. Ready. It'd be exciting. House of a Thousand Raisins. Yeah, that's a good fucking movie.
Raisin? You said Raisin Shadows. Can't even say his own name.
I don't even know.
So yes, Seth Green, Whoopi, the Cuba Gooden.
Whoopi
wrote-
Yeah, Whoopi done wrote it for her.
Jesus Christ.
What?
That is
Wait,
so
don't forget
close.
Smash Mouth.
Oh yeah, Smash Mouth is in it. Yeah, John Lovitz, Kathy Najimy is in it. John Lovitz does this amazing scene.
Oh,
Where
yeah, I
he
know that
does
one.
it. The Hitler's car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so fucking funny.
You know what? Listeners, if you haven't seen it, check it out because it's a very enjoyable movie.
Yeah, it's
It's-
not terrible.
No one deserves an Oscar for being in this movie, but it is just a very enjoyable movie,
Yeah.
start to
John
finish.
Cleese is in it. So.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bean is in it. Yes.
Oh yeah, Rowan Atkinson. Yeah.
Sounds amazing. Maybe I'll have to watch it then.
It's a ridiculous movie, and Kathy Bates has a small cameo in it.
Yeah, her cameo is great.
The squirrel lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Murph says, I've tried to rewatch Throw Mama from the Train several times, but I end up just watching Deadly Friend over and over.
But I think he really wants to watch Deadly Friend. That's what.
Well, who could blame him? You know, it has the most amazing death scene of any movie ever
Was that
made.
with a blonde? Was a blonde in that?
Christy Swanson.
A blind in that.
Yeah, that's Christy Swanson.
There you go.
Yeah, pre Buffy Vampire days. Yeah. Yeah. So go on Tubi and click. Go on Tubi, click on and watch Throw Mama from the Train. Fantastic movie.
And put in MZ's code.
Yeah. He gets a nickel every time you click on his recommendation.
What would
Yes.
be his promo code?
Use my promo code, Dear God No. Dear God No 1 or whatever. And,
Down there, handsome.
and just click on it and watch it. It's easy like Sunday morning.
Jesus. I don't know if it's that easy. All right, let's start to wrap this shit up. I want to talk about this movie. So, if you guys want to help support the show, you can do so a few ways. First and foremost, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And for as little as $2 a month, you can help support the show, keep it going, help us pay for all those, all the software and the hosting and all that business. You guys can give us a hand. And then if you want some of the exclusive audio that we put out each month, you can get into the $5 tier. $5 a month gets you all of the exclusive content. We've done a few film commentaries now. We've done a few extra kind of bonus episodes. So get on that and check out patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Also, you can head on over to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down, look for the Amazon logo, click on it. It's going to bring you right to Amazon. It's going to input our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. It doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
And then also, you can go to trickortreatradio.com, click on store, and there you can go ahead and buy some digital goods. We got the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3, and some other stuff. So give it a look. Help support the show. Another way you can support the show, if you don't have any money, is share it. You know, tell people about it. Tell your folks. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell
Your mom. She'll love it.
Yeah. Tell your mom. Tell them to check out Trick or
Tell
Treat
your
Radio.
wife.
Or just share
Tell
it
your
on share it on social media. Put it on Instagram. Put it on Twitter. Whatever. And also leave us a review if you haven't done so already. Go ahead and if it's on Apple Podcasts, click that 5 stars and then go ahead and leave a few words about what you dig about the show so other people can find it. We'd appreciate that. So, Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch Come to Daddy. What do you do to prepare?
Oh man, I watched another documentary, Johnny.
You did.
I did.
This is more documentaries than you watch in your life.
Oh man, they call me fucking Dr. Feelgood. So many documentaries.
You
I
put the
watched.
doc in documentary?
Yeah, I'm like docking.
To get ready to watch one movie, you watch a documentary.
It was a good documentary. It was Chris Claremont's X-Men. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
On
This one
Amazon.
I do believe you.
That's the one you picked.
I did pick that, and it was super dope. Like Noah, you've probably seen this, or tell Murph about it, but you would like it if you haven't seen it. But no, it chronicles Chris Claremont's, writing the X-Men, and basically X-Men was a canceled book. Kirby and Jack. Oh, Jack is Kirby. Stan and Jack couldn't going. They brought giant-sized X-Men out, right? And that was the international team. They brought in Wolverine, Storm, Colossus. And the plan was it was going to be a quarterly book. But Len Wein, the writer, was like, I can't do quarterly, and because they wanted to change it. Oh, I can do quarterly, but they wanted to make it a bi-monthly book. I can't do that. So Chris Claremont took over. He was coming up, and the dude wrote the book for like fucking 17 years. And it really chronicles him creating all kinds of the stuff. The reason that what we know X-Men, dudes, if you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, Claremont is why we know the X-Men, and Byrne, Dave Cockrum, obviously, Paul Smith, Mark Silvestri. But it's a really cool documentary, and it chronicles what he did during that run and how things changed. Especially how things changed when the Image guys came over, whether it be Rob Liefeld on New Mutants and having a power struggle with Louise Simonson, and even Jim Lee coming on board, drawing X-Men 2, where Claremont always prided himself. If you took any year of his book, it'd be a different set of characters in the book. Marvel wanted them to get more back to basics, and having the X-Men being back in the school and kind of undoing a lot of stuff that Claremont did. And Claremont left X-Men in the 3rd issue during that big era. I couldn't figure out why. Well, this explains it. So even if you know the history, I would check this out. So check out Claremont's X-Men on Amazon Prime.
Cool. Murph says it's on my list.
Yeah, dude, you dig it the most. And then I went to fucking work today, and I was excited for doing the show, but whatever I fucking did, I kept getting fucking ink on my hand. Did you get that? It's fucking 8:15 in the morning, and like a fucking pen exploded. So like a fucking.
Is this before or after you vomited?
No, after. But I'm like, all right, we'll do this. We're gonna do this first. Like, oh my god, it's like I fucking gave Nightcrawler a fucking hand job.
They bamped all over you.
And it sucked, yeah.
Or Rorschach.
Yeah. You think my fucking cigarette smoke is bad? Smell some fucking Banff at 8:15 in the morning with your hands covered in fucking blue shit. So you goddamn better be fucking sure. Strapped on.
The following message is a paid advertisement for The Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk, their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips, the beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
Trick or Treat Radio is the greatest podcast ever invented. The spelling is very bad. I'm not sure who wrote this. And the Deedites, is that a company that procures houses? The Deadites. Oh, it's the Deadites. The Deadites are a fantastic musical act. That is what I was supposed to say. And there you go. There it is. Cheeseburger. Remember to Rent the Fly, because that's a good movie for making love to.
Jeff Goldblum, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can get you on the show again sometime soon.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I could be standing outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
And we have returned on Trick or Treat Radio. And we're going to talk about a movie. And I navigated away from the movie on IMDb because I was looking at Rat Race.
Really?
Yeah, I was like going to read the stuff for Rat Race. I'm like, wait, this isn't the right movie. All right, so Come to Daddy is rated R. It is 96 minutes. It is listed as a comedy horror thriller. It is directed by Ant Timpson with story, written by Toby Harvard based on a story from Ant Timpson. And it stars Elijah Wood, Stephen McHattie, Garfield Wilson, Madeline Sammy, Martin Donovan, Michael Smiley, Simon Chin, Ona Grauer, and also Ryan Beale. Yeah,
Ona Grauer.
Yeah, did you recognize her?
Yeah, from House of the Dead.
Good old House of the Dead.
Yeah.
She's been in a bunch of other stuff, but yeah, that movie, House of the Dead, is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Every time they show that bullet time, that 360 camera movement, I am in tears laughing. It is just so goddamn funny.
Oh my god, I saw that in the fucking theater too, if you can believe that.
You fucking yuts.
And I didn't even work at the theater at the time either, I don't think.
Wow, so you paid to get in, huh?
House of the Dead. Yeah, it came out in 2003. I wasn't working at the theater at that time, so I did pay.
What the hell were you thinking?
I paid and I paid. She was. I recognize her from other stuff as well. Let's see. She was. I guess she was only in a couple episodes, but she was in one of the Stargate shows. She played Dr. Gabrielle Vaughn in Smallville, Raven Shadow. Oh, he didn't hear me, did he?
Yeah,
he's not hearing
yeah,
you.
There you go. We're talking smack about you.
Wait, who played in Small?
Unbelievable, man.
What?
Ona Grauer from this movie. She was Dr. Gabrielle Vaughn from Smallville. I don't know if you know who the fuck that is.
Which character was she?
I don't know. I told you. Gabrielle Vaughn.
Wait.
Oh,
Okay,
never mind.
moving on.
Yeah, never mind.
You've lost him.
Well, what else is new?
Don't be upset. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I am sorry.
Hey, you'll do it again.
If you were sorry, you wouldn't do Disappearance to Smoke when we're doing a show.
I don't think they correlate.
They kind of do. We're all ready. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
I am ready.
You weren't ready.
You weren't.
We've been on the air for 5 minutes.
Ben, tell him I'm ready.
Ben. Who the hell's Ben?
Johnny.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, really? Really? You going there?
That's like his fallback point.
Ben.
You put him in the corner, he's going Star Wars.
No one puts Raven Shadow in a corner.
Yeah. You are on full geek today, man.
Yeah, fucking moisture boy.
Today?
Today?
Wait, I'm a fucking geek. Aries is wearing a t-shirt with every logo from 80s cartoon, but yeah, I'm fucking wearing a full shirt.
You're fucking jealous of my shirt.
I am jealous of your shirt. You owe me a shirt.
I don't owe you. Why do I owe you a shirt?
Because you have my Gangrel shirt still.
I do not.
We
had this discussion. I do not have your Gangrel shirt.
You do.
I don't.
You've had it.
Why would I have that shirt?
Because you came over the manor and you were wearing your uniform, your God uniform, and we were going to the bar, and I had an extra large.
You didn't give me a fucking shirt.
I borrowed my Gangrel.
Raven Shadow, if he had a Gangrel shirt, don't you think he'd wear it every fucking week?
I would. But I gave it to,
See?
You didn't.
But I knew it would fit you because you're big.
Just like you, right?
I'm long.
Yeah, for some reason you buy an extra large T-shirt. I don't understand that.
I'm skinny and long.
Dude, I've seen you try to lift weights. Okay, you come off you know who you look like. If you had a little less hair, you'd look like Jason Momoa in that Super Bowl commercial.
I thought that until he took the wig off. I was like, "That's Raven Shadow."
Me too.
You're like, I thought so too.
I didn't mean to say that. Thank you.
That is how I come home.
Wait, you come home and take muscles off? Man, you look like under that shit.
Spot me, Marion. Spot me. This thing weighs about 20 pounds.
But that's not funny, dude. I'm not a big dude, man. What the fuck? I'm not a big guy.
Wait, he probably lifts quarter pounders.
Yeah. Well, I ain't no fucking God of Thunder. What the fuck? Hey, look, you don't smoke anymore.
Okay. Thank you, MZ. I'm in a much better mood now. Let's get this show going.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Oh, Jesus. What, is that MZ fucking tweeting about it? What the hell are you doing?
I don't know what he's saying.
Oh, man, please pass out.
Please die.
Please die.
Wow. We just started talking about this fucking movie. We can't even get into it. All right, come to daddy. I talked about the cast. I talked about everything else. The synopsis, a man in his 30s travels to a remote cabin to reconnect with his estranged father. Is this the Raven Shadow story?
I know, it's fucking... Yeah, he's showing fucking skinny Jason fucking Momoa. And that's fair. See, in my head, I think I'm Jason Momoa.
But in reality, you look like that.
Yes. Oh man.
Sucks, Johnny. I'm going to Baltimore.
All right, I won't be there. I'm 25 minutes north.
Pick me up. What are you doing, Coney? What does that mean? And just threw it on the table. Q Buster, this sucks.
Gordy posted a picture. He says Raven Shadow in an extra large T-shirt, and it's a skinny man that looks like he's wearing a long dress.
He looks like Magnus the Robot Fighter.
I mean, he looks like he has a decent bulge. Would that be happy about that?
I am happy about that. Not for nothing. Of all my flaws, I'm like the Millennium Falcon.
Wait, you guys are like looking. Raven Shadow and like MZ sit across the table from each other. It's like looking in one of those fucking playhouse, funhouse mirrors.
Hell, it's fucking number 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fair. Yeah, no, I saw. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this fucking movie. So, this film is, as I think I mentioned last week, is the feature film debut of director Ant Timpson. He had did a short back in 1996, and since then he's been producing a lot of movies. As we mentioned last week, I'll go over just a handful of them. I'm not going to go over all of them, but he was a producer on ABC's Death, Housebound, ABC's Death 2, Turbo Kid, Deathgasm, Greasy Strangler, Field Guide to Evil, and also he's attached to be a producer to Turbo Kid 2. So, this is his feature film debut, though. So, you know, he's got a lot of great titles behind his belt as a producer, and now he's getting behind the camera. So we'll talk about his, his prowess as a director, if you will, and talk a little bit more about Ant Timpson. And also, I wanted to mention, we mentioned that he was in this, he stars in it, but Elijah Wood, MZ, he's like your horror savior, isn't he?
He is my favorite thing in filmmaking right now. He is my favorite person in filmmaking right now. He just really gets the whole indie scene, and it's not just the indie scene, but it's indie horror scene. You know,
especially for someone who is like, you know, like been in some of like the biggest movies, if you count the Lord of the Rings films, you know.
Exactly. It's really quite a step away from what we're so used to seeing him doing for the past 10 years, you know,
more,
or 10
20
period, or 12-year period, or 20-year period. And that he's backing all these really great movies, and now we're going to see what he can do working with Ant Timpson in front of the camera. So this is going to be an interesting take.
Yeah. So this one, when we saw, I think I found out about this a couple months ago, and when it was doing the festivals, and you know, this was certainly on our radar. And I think I sent a trailer, and MZ's like, yes, you're like getting all excited about this because of Elijah Wood. So, and also not
and
only
his mustache.
Well, and his mustache, but not only Elijah Wood, Stephen McHattie.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, and we had McHattie in. He was in a film we just did. Shit, what was it? He had a more of a bit role. Let me just look up real quick. But he was in one of the films that we just did. Rabid. He was in Rabid.
Oh,
was he in Rabid?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. He was in Rabid. I'm thinking of a movie that he did. Yeah,
he was the doctor. Yeah,
and he was the one. His dad, right?
Dr. Keloid? I don't know. He was. Yeah, he was in that though.
But you talk about, in this movie, he plays his dad.
He was also in Mother. I didn't even realize he was in Mother.
Yeah.
He was a zealot in Mother.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously we know him probably best from I guess MZ is probably one of your favorite films over the last 15, 20 years or so.
Yeah, Pontypool.
Yeah, Pontypool. So
one of the best zombie films ever to come out at that time too. So
yep.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. Highly, highly recommended.
Yep. So we also have Steve McCaddy in this as well. And also Michael Smiley is worth mentioning because a big fan of him. He's been in a lot of Ben Wheatley stuff, as we mentioned. He was in Kill List. He was in Free Fire. And he was also in A Field in England. So big fan of Michael Smiley. And I fucking loved his character in this.
He was
Jethro. Jethro, yeah.
Oh, he was fucking great.
Go ahead.
There's a local music scene guy that looks just like him in this movie.
Really?
And I think Aries knows who I'm talking
I
about.
have no idea who you're talking about.
You do. We'll talk off air.
Okay.
Yeah, but this had some great characters in it, and Michael Smiley was probably one of my favorites. But we'll get into that a little bit more. So this one had some twists and turns that we'll kind of tiptoe around because I think once again it works better if you go in cold without knowing too much. And this film just got released. Let's see, on the 7th of February on VOD. So it's been out less than a week at the time of this recording. So I don't want to go too nuts and spoil a whole bunch of stuff, but I do want to definitely jump into it and talk about the film. And right off the bat, I thought it was interesting to have a quote from Shakespeare followed by a quote from Beyonce.
Yeah.
Now, I was wondering what that was. Was it just to sort of like show a generational gap between how, maybe fathers were viewed, or if it was to sort of like juxtapose the two sort of ideals? But after watching it, I don't really think that had a lot to do with it. I think it just was, here's an old quote and here's a new quote just to kind of like add a little bit of humor. I that's kind of how I took it, I guess.
It's kind of same here. I mean, I think the first quote was more apropos.
Yes. Basically sins of the father.
Yeah, and I think the Beyonce quote was more like a more fun-loving, sexualized kind of way.
Yeah.
I took.
And I don't know the quote, so I don't know if it's from a lyric or something like that, but I guess you could be right. Maybe that was the context. So, yeah. And right off the vibe, when the scene opens, we get, or the film opens, we get Elijah Wood traveling to his father's house. And, just sort of like a nice little montage of him sort of traveling there, maybe like about a good 5 or so minutes. And I thought the score was really cool here because it almost had this like, and this was the only scene that I thought it, but it almost had like this sort of like hard-boiled like thriller vibe to it.
There was a lot going on.
Almost noir-esque,
Am I the only one that had no idea where the fuck this was set? Like, because you watch some of the titles were talked about like New Zealand and it had like a bunch of different like things. I didn't know where they were.
Well, obviously they were near California or within driving distance.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I saw a license plate.
Well, yeah, and then later on you find that out. But yeah, right off the bat you don't know because it doesn't say and it's hard to really get a feel for it. So, yeah, you don't know.
And I didn't recognize the bus logo, whether it could have been for a movie or it could have been regional. Like I knew that could have been a different country and not America.
Well, it was shot in Canada. The movie was shot in Canada. Supposed to be on the California coast.
That coast looked very northern Western America to me.
Yeah, it looked like the Northwest to me.
Washington area.
Yeah. That's sort of what I thought as well, just based on the way it looked, but I wasn't quite sure. So we have I thought it was kind of a cool little intro, and then we have Elijah Wood's character of Norval shows up at his dad's house and knocks on the door. And he's like, "Hey, Dad, I got your letter." And then that was like pretty much it. Like we had like a really sort of weird adversarial relationship between the two at first, and it had been, I believe, it was 35 years since he'd seen his dad. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was 30 years. He said, you left me when I was
when he was 5. So yeah, 30.
Oh,
30
yeah. Okay, so he was 35. That's what it was. Okay. So it had been 30 years. Like, obviously, when you're 5, like, you probably have a memory of what your dad looked like, but 30 years is a fucking long time to not see someone. And, so the guy answers the door, and he's like, "Hey, Dad," and so he lets him in, and, things are definitely off. Like, his dad seems really sort of bizarre, and that there's some stuff going on there, and Raven Shadow could probably relate to this. He liked to drink a little bit.
I do.
No, the dad.
Oh,
Said you
yeah.
could probably relate to it, though.
Yeah, thanks for bringing back some fucking painful memories there, Johnny. Yeah, no, it was fun. Really good childhood.
It's fun.
Well, you could tell there was something.
Christmas was always awesome.
I bet.
Okay, this isn't your therapy session. All right, go back to the movie.
Well, I'm on a couch.
Now, you could tell just as soon as he opened the door that, I mean, aside from the fact that they haven't seen each other in 3 decades, there's something that's just not quite right about this guy.
Well, I mean, are you talking about him or Elijah Woods? What the
no,
fuck
no,
was
no.
going
I'm talking
on
about I'm talking about the dad
with Elijah
McKenna.
Woods' haircut and clothing.
That haircut with the clothing and that mustache, that is a very uncomfortable look.
Yes, it is.
That's a very uncomfortable look. I don't know how anybody could just feel comfortable
in that look.
Looking like that. Yeah, and
you probably could.
Fuck you, asshole.
Well, you know what? It's
don't you start.
No. It's fairly easy to be comfortable in whatever look you choose because you're not seeing it.
No, but that's the look that you can't just wear that kind of mustache.
Why not?
I mean, if
He doesn't look at that every day.
He could pull off the look of a hobbit, but he can't pull. But to have the look of a hobbit to look like that,
he was like a beatnik Hitler.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to. He's in the music scene. He's trying to be hip. He's trying to be modern.
But was he though?
Well, that's part of it.
He looked very Amish.
That's part of it.
Yeah, like an Amish Hitler.
Oh my God.
That's part of what is with his character, though. When you really start to get into his character, you start to understand why he looks like that.
Really?
Yes.
Really though.
I did. Maybe you didn't.
I don't know. I didn't give it much thought, but now that you bring it up, it kind of makes sense. But you could tell there's something seriously wrong with this guy. I'm talking about McCaddy's character, Gordon. The guy's an alcoholic. You can, 3 decades have passed between these two. And yeah, there's going to be some off moments where you got to try and feel each other out, try to get comfortable with each other again. But there's just something wrong with this guy that you could tell just by looking at him. Something just doesn't jive,
Yeah, and it was sort of this creepy sort of undercurrent that was going all throughout their interaction, which I thought was cool because it just didn't know, like, why did the dad send for him? Why did he send him a letter? And he didn't seem very happy to see him. And, it was kind of a weird vibe. And it was just kind of like uneasy, I guess is the best way to put it. So, but I thought that the pairing of these two actors was great. Like, I thought Elijah Wood and Steve McCaddy were really good together. And, like, and even, I guess, we go a little bit further on when we meet another character when he talks about raisin eyes. He's like, you don't get raisin eyes. And then, so basically what he was saying. What's that?
I can burp on command.
Yeah. That was so fucking bizarre. But he's also told by somebody else, this is Narvel, played by Elijah Wood. Someone else tells him he's got very kind eyes, and the dad is has raisin eyes, which means he's evil, apparently. But I thought that was actually kind of apropos to bring up, and I thought the phone selfie was fucking hilarious. He's like, let's get a selfie. Show your mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Narvel has like some rare like phone. There's only 20 of them made, and it was like plated in gold or some shit.
Yeah, it was everything about that was like, don't fucking do this.
That was like you taking a photo, Raven Shadow.
No, man. It's like
by
fucking
yourself.
It's like fucking Shutter Island, dude. Don't give up your fucking guns and don't fucking give your phones away, man. Like fucking don't do that. You walked in the fucking woods to get to this fucking location, this fucking UFO like Tony Stark type house in the fucking woods. Don't let someone else hold your phone.
Well, that's easy for you to say looking from the outside.
I've been there, man.
You haven't been there.
I've been there. Not been there, but I've been in places. I've had motherfuckers who were like, I've been in fucking bars. People are like, let me wear your glasses. I'm like, nope, you're not going to do that. Let me try them on. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Like, some things you just don't let someone else hold.
But, I mean, well, you're saying it like you know that, like, okay, you're in a fucking horror movie. Don't let someone else hold your phone. Like, he doesn't know. He's just letting his father take a photo.
One time I was asked by Bobby Chains, and I said fucking no. So, I mean...
yeah, but
thankfully, Bobby Chains is not your father.
His reputation precedes him.
Yeah. I don't let anyone wear my glasses, and no one's going to hold my fucking phone.
You wouldn't let me wear your glasses?
Let me wear your glasses.
Yeah, well, Johnny.
Let me hold your phone.
Yeah.
Let me wear your glasses. I bet it look cool with your glasses on.
You would fucking...
I look dope.
You want to see what I see?
Let me.
You know what? I would love to see what you look like. Yeah, let's do this.
Right.
Yeah,
Hold on. I gotta
Yeah, no. Here we go.
I want to hear.
Oh, this shit's going down. I'm gonna put him on. He's gonna take a photo, and this shit's gonna go on.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Wait, are those his progressives?
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Aries looks cool.
They look cool. Yeah. Yeah.
You see the fucking Hubble telescope with these motherfuckers?
Really? Yeah.
God. Oh yeah, that's
Oh, Hubble.
fucking blur. Why do you wear these goddamn things?
So I could
man.
drive.
Hey, what's happening,
Now-
man?
Everything's a blur.
Yeah.
But
Me too right now.
yeah, but I can see.
I see a big
things.
gray blur.
But I can
Like,
see
I don't
things.
understand how you can't see, like the prescription.
I got medical problems.
I know that, but I don't understand like why you can't see through the tint.
I can't. Johnny, it's fucking dark.
I know that, but
And you got
But I
get
can-
different levels.
everything's
There's
just
different
a-
levels in there.
everything's just a blur. But
Yeah.
I can still see everything. Everything's
Yeah, you got to do
nothing's
up
dimmer.
and down.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Not so much Aries, but I'm looking at Raven Shadow without glasses on.
Oh, it's
He's
weird.
got beady little eyes.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
god. He's got like Patrick Swayze like eyes, like
Yeah.
little beady eyes.
I'm just like fucking Patrick Swayze. I do fucking calisthenics.
It's
and
kind of
smoke butts
creeping me out a
afterwards.
little. Yeah, leave those on, man. Your eyes are freaking me out.
Your eyes are freaking me out.
Little
Well-
raisin eyes.
Raisin shadow eyes.
To be fair, we don't get to
Raisin
see.
shadow eyes.
To be fair, we
was
don't
gonna
get to
say-
see your eyes very often, Raven Shadow.
I got fucking.
With good reason.
To be fair, we
Good
got raisins.
With good reason, apparently.
Ladies, you could swim in them. Okay.
Then why do you hide them?
Swim in them.
I'm trying to hide my face.
A fucking peak would swim in those things. Is so beady.
Yeah. Well, it's
He got beady little eyes.
it rhymes with
God.
mo. Nice. It's nice. Nice fucking talk, right?
Right, this is the Raven Shadow episode. Getting picked on. Jeez.
I don't feel I'm picked on. I feel I'm dropping some science. What? Let me see that. Yeah, I got medical problems. What the fuck?
I mean, this may be true, but you look stoned.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I got fucking.
I
got medical problems.
I mean, I may just be pointing out the obvious, but you
Yeah.
look stoned.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me, Mr. DeBerge.
Don't look at me.
I got a funny little. This is a real quick sidebar here. Speaking of getting high, I don't know what it was, but when we did the Force Insensitive show the other night, Mars had a cough drop that was like an edible, apparently, and he passed out in the middle of the show.
Oh,
Again?
did he not know?
What the hell?
Well, pass out isn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like, you
That's
know.
how it works. Yeah, I understand that.
Did you not know it was an edible? Like, did you think it was like a Halls?
I don't know. He woke up at the end as we were wrapping up. He's like, oh my God, holy fuck. What I missed. Oh, shit.
Yeah, edibles will let you know. They're fucking weird.
They don't fuck around, huh?
We had some banana bread. There was some weird fucking things going on. Nice.
All right.
So,
anyways,
let's
let's get back.
So as Norville's visit with his father continues, you could see the tension between the two start to creep up on them a little bit. It's almost weird. It's almost kind of like the relationship there was between in the Lighthouse between Robert Pattinson and
Willem Dafoe.
Shit. Well, yes, Dafoe. Thank you.
Adversarial.
Very.
It would be should be unified, but it's very confrontational.
Exactly.
Kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
There's a lot of tension between the two of them.
And from Frodo's perspective, you invited me here, man. Like you fucking left us, bro. But I'm coming to you because you asked to see me.
Yeah, and he keeps
don't
on
give a fuck about that.
and he keeps on wanting to talk to him about the letter, which Gordon doesn't want to have anything to do with. He doesn't want to talk about it. And, and at this point, I'm like, what's with the letter? I want to know what's going on with the letter.
Right.
You know,
give me a letter.
So I mean, there's times where like there's a really cool scene, very simplistic scene, where it's nighttime and they're in bed and he's in bed. Norville's character is in bed, and he's got his back to the door where Gordon opens it very slightly, and he's just about ready to walk in, and he opens up his eyes, and he's like terrified.
It's more than that. He's sleeping, and the fact that Frodo has like Norman Fell pajamas, like he has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he has the Mr. Roper pajamas. Like it's pajamas.
Yeah.
He sneaks out to like get a drink of water at night, and then he has some kind of ruckus, and then he finds that his dad is doing something. Runs back to bed to like you're hiding out and pretending to be asleep, type stuff.
I just saw him. He posted those photos of Aries wearing the glasses.
Really? I haven't seen it.
The funny thing too is because we also had Norville who was trying to impress his dad, and his dad kind of asks like what he does, and then that whole scene where he's talking about Elton John, like I thought that scene was fucking hilarious and kind of awesome.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you might say I do some DJing.
Yeah.
Kind of say that.
He doesn't say it like that.
It's pretty much like that. Like
no, he doesn't say it like
Frodo
that.
has a little Joss Whedon in him, and he does that little kind of
doesn't.
stuff.
Will you knock it off?
He did. Like, you might
Stop
say,
it. You're being an ass.
He's being a little homophobic.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That's how he has that little inflection. He's like, you might say that I do this. And he's kind of a little cocky, trying to like show off for the old man.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of that is there. And he's like, oh, I know, the dude that hangs out with Eminem, Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
Oh, do you know someone I might know about? Elton John. His name is Reginald. Like, yeah, okay, we get it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and he was having fun with his dad.
Yeah.
And his dad called him on his bullshit.
Yeah, he sure did. He literally called him on his bullshit.
Yeah, right.
But I thought that scene was funny. He's like, I know Reginald too. You wanted to call him? So
you know what?
It was good.
When he talked about being a limo driver, am I the only one that thought about fucking Daddy Blinks?
Oh, no, I didn't think about that, but now that you mention it.
Oh, man.
Papa
Put that
Blinks,
guy.
yeah.
Papa Blinks, yeah. Put that guy in a fucking movie. Sort everyone fucking out.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, they get into like a little tiff the next day, and it gets really tense, and then something happens. I don't think we should go there and talk about what happens.
No.
But it's kind of it's not really gonna allow us to go much further in discussing the beats of this film. But it was sudden and surprising because something happens and it's totally unexpected, and it puts a twist on this film that you don't necessarily see coming, or at least I didn't.
No, I did. At least no, neither did I really. No, it comes out of the blue when you least expect it.
Yeah, and then from there, the movie changes a little bit because of this thing that happens, and it ends up getting even a little bit more crazy, I guess you could say, because oh man, there's some things I want to talk about that I just probably can't bring up.
Yeah,
because
because there's let's just say that more people get involved.
Yeah, we get to meet more characters at this point.
Because as at this point, it's basically a 2-man show.
Yeah, could be a stage play, Raven Shadow.
but at this point, this is when things start getting a little bit crazier. Lives are being threatened, and
yeah, I'll say,
and it does that tension from the point where that Norville is confronting Gordon, that tension doesn't really let up.
No.
It kind of reaches a fever pitch and then kind of stays there,
Yeah, which is really well done considering this is what Timpson's first directorial role. Is that?
Yeah, his first
correct?
feature. Yep.
Yeah, which it's done very, very well. Not very well for a first time director.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably 20 minutes, maybe half an hour when you see just Frodo and his dad.
It was about about the 30-40 minute mark is when we get that little twist. Is that, if that's what you mean?
Yeah, and for me, I was like, what the fuck's gonna fucking happen? Where is this going?
Yeah.
'Cause I know, Elijah Wood being involved, like something's gotta be fucking involved. Something's gotta go down.
Yeah.
Like he's not in it to fucking just do a cameo. And that look.
The look, what?
What was that?
Do you hear that too?
Just go.
Talk. I'm fucking trying, but I hear my fucking self in one ear.
Yeah, well, just go.
And I got fucking just go in the other ear.
Just go.
This fucking guy.
Pass?
I'm sorry. You knew we have technical difficulties sometimes.
I know, that's fine. That's exciting. But no, I think what we're all trying to say is that we were locked in on these two in the room. And then when it has that Charles Durning point, I don't know. I mean, is it going to be supernatural? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the fucking twist is going to be.
I like that it becomes somewhat of a psychological horror. There's a small portion of the film that makes it that it turns into a psychological horror. So I mean, you got your crazy horror, you got your violent horror, you got your psychological horror. And so you got various forms of horror in the subgenre to work with here. It's played out really well.
And you don't know what's going to happen either. Like that's the thing is once that twist sort of happens, you're in uncharted waters here, and you really kind of have no idea where it's going.
Oh, totally. And I mean, anybody that's had father issues over the years, I think can relate to something. And having had certain conversations with my old man about, hey, you were kind of fucking dick, for a while. Well, it all worked out in the end, but you when you have that, we're having that talk.
Yeah.
I can remember having we need to have this talk, and then having the talk. Kind of stuff. So you're kind of locked in on some of that. So you have whether you can relate to it as a human, but now you're having a horror thing. What's the horror element going to be?
Right.
Where's it coming?
It definitely kept you on your toes because you just didn't know what was going to happen next, and then you kind of get a feel for what's going on, and then things change, and then some more things happen, and some more characters, are sort of in it that are kind of surprises or whatever, and obviously talking about Jethro, we mentioned him earlier. Did you hear one of his first lines, Raven Shadow? He said, I can't remember what it was, but he used the word Viddy.
Yeah. It was like Viddy well, little brother.
Viddy well, yeah. And then said on his license plate. Yeah.
Yeah, some Alex Delage up in there.
But I almost got the vibe of that these guys were like droogs,
That's fair because that's. I mean, I think we learned that. We learned what they did before.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got out of it.
Yeah,
that's fucking
exactly
really
what I got out of it.
That's really interesting, Johnny.
But I mean, I don't know if that's a stereotype, or because I don't know. All I know about Droogs and Viddy Well brother is from Clockwork Orange, so I don't know if that's an actual, is that a thing in Europe or whatever. But I don't know. For me, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, well, it's just it's primarily the usual speech from Anthony Burgess's A Clockwork Orange.
Nadsat.
And then
his Nadsat was his speech for teenage slang.
And after the movie was released, there was a lot of quote unquote Clockwork Orange attacks.
Right.
So obviously that this group was strictly taken from A Clockwork Orange, and they're just using the tropes of they're just using the slang of Viddy Well, they use the slang of Droogs, straight out of Clockwork Orange.
Which, if you're of a certain
really
age,
nowhere else
you would do that, right? I mean,
I suppose
you could do that. I mean, if you're in a gang, you want to do a Warriors impression. You know what I mean? You want to. You know what I'm trying to say? And one guy, he was British, right? Jethro was British.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
A lot of fucking Jethros from fucking England.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know how many Jethros you'd find in England, but I don't know. The actor who plays Jethro, I mean, well, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I mean, Jethro looks pretty beaten up. He looks he looks a lot older than what he really is.
He's been through a lot.
Yeah. He's not in his 20s.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things that I just dug up here, and I'm sure it's just happenstance, but so when I think of Come to Daddy, I think of the Aphex Twin song. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me, but Marion made that reference at the end of the film.
Yes, because
Aphex Twin is in the credits.
Yeah. Well, Aphex Twin, they did use a song from Aphex Twin at kind of like a big important scene toward the end. It was Avril 14th was used sort of when I won't say what's happening, but it's used at the end.
Denouement.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. And so I was wondering, I'm like, are they going to work in Aphex Twin's Come to Daddy? And then I was nice surprise that it was another song. So it kind of subverted my expectations there. But while I was looking something up, it looks like the music video, Aphex Twin's Come to Daddy, was shot on the same estate where Stanley Kubrick shot many scenes from Clockwork Orange. So
I've never seen that video, so
that's interesting.
Well, it's funny because after we watched the film, that's all Marion talked about was Aphex Twin. I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be some correlation. And I guess there was she scoured or she looked to see if there was anything relevant to that. And couldn't find anything, but I'm glad you brought that up, Johnny.
Now, see, I've never seen the Aphex Twin video, so now I'm
great. Yeah, you got to watch it. It's amazing.
I'll have to see
played me the song and it's downright fucking terrifying.
Yes. It's so
Which
good.
Was that inspired by Hellraiser, I believe?
That I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of Aphex Twin, and that I hadn't heard of. If that is true.
But I was fucking like, I was smoking a butt in the mudroom, and then she came in and played me that song. I'm like, I am so fucking scared right now. It's fucking terrifying.
Did you see the video?
I won't see the video. No, she puts the heads on fucking everyone's fucking bodies.
Yeah.
Not like, unlike all the fucking DJs who like hide their faces. He's like, fucking, I'm putting my faces on like hot chicks. It's fucking wild. And I'm like, I just want to go to bed. Scared. But yeah, no, Marion fucking pulled her guns out right at the end of the film with that. So yeah. Right up down.
So I thought that was interesting that they had used Aphex Twin in it, because I was waiting. I'm like, is there going to be a chance they're going to use a song? And they didn't. They used another one, which I thought was kind of a cool subversion for people who might have expected that. And yeah, and there was I thought the music was very fitting in this too. Like, it didn't really it didn't stand out as amazing, but I think some of the songs that they used were utilized well, especially like Jethro getting in his car, listening to some like old rock or something like that, old metal. Yeah. I don't know how to say this without, I won't say too much, but the excrement pen.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, that's fucking rude, dude.
Well, it's simple yet effective.
It's my excrement.
or excrement.
Excrement.
Yeah, excrement. Yeah.
Excrement.
I mean, you don't see too many people use excrement as a weapon.
But it's fucking smart. Like up there, it's like fucking biological warfare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like putting the fucking arrows in the fucking zombies and shooting them in the fucking The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's effective. It works. It's a slow moving poison.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's not really that good in a movie.
No, true. I mean,
beyond the humor factor or the terror factor of being stabbed with shit. I mean, it's just like, okay, we're gonna sit there and watch the infection. Like that aspect of it is lacking.
No, I agree. I agree that was played out more for the humorous side than it was for anything else. There was a lot of humor in this movie. McCaddy threw out a lot of the really big humor. He's calling Norval a cunt.
A lot.
Yeah. I think
he
the
must
word
have
cunt,
said it at least like 40 times.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Admiral Cunt talking to you.
Like a drunk Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, when things take the turn that we've been talking about, it does get crazier. It does get nuttier. We introduced to a whole bunch more characters, and we start to change locations a little bit, which actually is kind of a welcome change. Because I don't know why, but for some reason, after a while staying in that one location, I was just getting kind of tired of looking at it. Even though it's a gorgeous location, when you look out and you see the ocean and everything, it looks wonderful. And it's a great setting for some debauchery to go on, because you're completely alone.
Yeah,
there's nobody miles. But I was just glad to see that there was some change in setting and location.
Yeah, it could have get a little old if they stayed in the house the whole time. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just some other things. I can't really give much in the way of referencing like plot points, but all I'll say is fork to the dick and beaten with saran wrap.
Oh yeah.
It was the point where I was like, just kick him in the fucking ball.
That scene was pretty brutal.
Oh, all of it was
very
scared. Like, it was, everyone went upstairs.
There was that was a good 30 seconds of like violence. Stabbing and like beating with like saran wrap.
Fuck you, Battle of Helm's Deep. Fuck you, Saruman.
Was that better than the Battle of Helm's Deep?
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been. Holy shit, Frodo don't give a fuck. I'm still sore watching it.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. The other, Titty Holic.
Oh yeah.
The guy at the hotel, the manager or whatever, the clerk.
Jugs.
Jugs. Yeah.
Surprising, lots of male full frontal nudity.
Not a lot. It was just that one scene.
Just one. Just one.
For a Raven Shadow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's enough.
What half a second is too much for Raven Shadow.
Well, it was just one guy, but it was shown, a
couple of times.
A few times.
A good 20 seconds.
I thought the chick was a dude. I thought it was like that was fine, but
I thought they were all dudes.
Me too, right? They were all like, "What's that? Hey, it's a party." They established
they were swingers.
Yeah, baby.
Geologist.
Yeah, the geologist convention.
Yeah, I'm going to the geologist convention.
It's like the JLA convention, Raven Shadow.
That was fucking weird.
See, I thought that was a missed joke. I thought they should have been like spelunkers.
Yeah, that probably would have worked better.
Been a funny joke. Aries.
Now
we know a lot about
Aries,
fucking
you told a
Aries.
really funny joke right there.
Aries, you could be funny after the fact.
That's the fact. I didn't write the fucking movie.
No, but the fact that you want to.
If I was fucking there, that's where I would have gone.
Yeah, you're Aries. I'm fucking fascinated about Aries.
But so that scene with that scene in the hotel was pretty awesome. Like especially when that's the scene where we got Ona Grauer, and what was what her and Jethro were doing was like fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. Everybody's got a fetish, I mean,
but it like subverted expectations once again, because you were just assuming one thing and then another, happens. So I thought that was really funny. And then the scene where I don't know what you call that thing, but it's where they stick the receipts on top of that, like I don't know what you call that.
Yeah, I picture a diner. And everyone's taking you pay your bill, and you take your
it's a
bill
block of wood with a nail sticking out of it. That's all it really is.
Yeah. But that how that was used was pretty outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh my god. When that fucking happened, it was like, because it was kind of like the fucking, what do you call it? Chekhov's fucking.
Not really. I mean, they only showed it a few minutes prior, so it wasn't like it was throughout the whole movie.
The minute you saw that, you knew that was going to be a thing.
But that's just it. After that minute, it was already used, so it wasn't like it was.
Because you saw it because he picked it up,
sir.
Yeah, and then he used it for something else. I thought it was done.
Yeah, if it was used at the beginning of the movie and it was made mention about it, or by use of the camera.
But
then that would be one thing. But no, this isn't a Chekhov's gun.
Raven Shadow just wants to say that so he sounds smart.
He just wanted to drop that terminology.
Oh, come on. Don't his glasses make him look smart?
Yeah.
Look what it did for Aries.
Yeah, it was fucking McCoy's fucking gun.
I was blind in one of those shots.
Welcome to my fucking night.
Blind Mel Chitlin over here. And then when he meets up with Jethro again after that.
Yes. I love that scene.
Yeah, that scene was great. And then with the car, sort of with the accident, and then what happens after that, like when he's walking with Jethro, like I thought that whole bit was like pretty kind of impactful, but pretty fucking cool,
It's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, it is pretty wild.
I love that scene. I really love that scene.
It's fucking
because at first you don't see what happens or happened.
But this is fucking dread.
It was really well done, that scene. I loved it.
It didn't work out really great for Frodo.
It's not Frodo. Come on.
Not Frodo.
He's
Norville.
fucking Frodo.
Norville.
He's fucking Frodo.
Norville. Say it. Norville.
Frodo.
Joss
He
Whedon.
wanted to. He wanted to say Frodo.
Yeah. You can tell.
There's nothing wrong with being Frodo.
Nothing wrong with being Norville. Say his name. Norville.
Nah, he's fucking.
Ah, God damn it.
Everyone knows I'm talking about Frodo.
I've never seen The Lord of the Rings.
I have you better off.
This Hobbits. But you know who he is.
Only because you keep on saying it about this character. I know Frodo is in Lord of the Rings. I didn't know he played Frodo.
Well, fine. You're gonna know fucking Seabiscuit is fucking Spider-Man.
I think Seabiscuit's the horse.
No. I didn't see that.
Yeah, you see what happens when you fucking assume?
No, I thought he dressed like a horse and fucking races.
Jesus.
But no, I'm trying to say, I think we can all agree on.
No, we're not all agreeing.
No.
We're
So,
all not.
so the end, I won't. We can't say too much more, obviously, about this film. But I thought that it had I thought the ending was good. You know, I think that it had a satisfying ending. It was like very sort of arduous journey for Norval to get there, but he got there, and it was, in a sense, there was something sort of like touching about it in a sense, in a kind of twisted way.
Yeah. You can't really say what it is though,
Yeah,
but
I know.
But it does have a very satisfactory ending. I would agree to that.
So is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up? I know we kind of tiptoed around like the second half of the film, but is there anything else, any of the other, I guess we didn't really talk about this, but did you guys think that Ant Timpson did a good job behind the camera?
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah. Did he write this also?
He came up with the idea. He didn't write the script, but it's his story.
And actually what thank you, Johnny, what stood out for me was based on an idea by Ant Timpson.
Oh, yeah. I actually wrote that down too, but we can't say it because it kind of gives something away.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
I think so.
He dedicated it to his dad, and there's some other stuff that's said after it, so if you guys want to know, watch the credits. And but yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy that this part of this might be based on a real story.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, this wasn't fucking like at a copy shop coming up with ideas. There's some pain here.
Yeah.
And I think, well, I'll save that for the denouement.
All right.
Right.
So anything else you guys wanted to mention before we head to the verdict on this baby? No? All right.
Nope.
We'll see the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Come to Daddy was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Let's start with MZ.
I think I would be very happy if the Elijah Wood and Timpson collaboration just continues for the rest of my life.
Like Scorsese and De Niro,
Yeah.
Scorsese and DiCaprio.
Tim Burton, Johnny Depp.
Don't go too far, man. Don't.
That's what you'll end up with. I guarantee you'll end up with that if you continue this joint.
Well, you know what? If it continues for another 10 years, I'll be happy. Because I really do love these two. These guys, they know how to make me happy cinematically. They really do. Elijah Wood, who can sport a fucking awesome mustache,
A creepy mustache, and still look with his kind eyes.
Yeah, not as creepy as Michael Cera with his mustache, though. but it's creepy, yes, but at the same time, it's really, really awesome. I think he puts in a really standout performance in this movie. He is a kind person. He's a I don't want to say a beaten person because he seems to have success. He have some success in life, but as far as family goes, he feels kind of beaten down. Even though he keeps in touch with his mother.
He lives with his mother.
Yes, and he just never had that father figure around.
Do you sleep with her?
Yeah, right. Stephen McHattie is awesome as he always is. I could listen to this guy talk. He's just got a great voice. He's got a very booming presence, and that definitely shows in this movie. After that, I can't. There's, like we've been saying, there's really nothing much we could say about after, like, maybe halfway through the film, because that's when things really start getting fucked up. But Elijah Wood's love of cinema, of independent cinema, is just fantastic, and there's no denying that he thinks more about independent cinema than he does about the latest Hollywood direct that comes out. So he gets my nod for that. The tension is very, very good pretty much throughout the entire film. I thought the score was fairly decent. The pacing is good. The comedy is very much there. It's very dark at times. It could be very light at times. It's very, very funny. So look for that. Satisfactory ending. I did enjoy this movie. This is a treat for me. I did dig this, and thumbs up to Elijah Wood.
All right, let's go to Rave Shadow.
Yo, Frodo is coming up like 7-Up. I'll tell you that much. I think he's great. No, I'm having fun with him, but I love the fact that this star really just loves the kind of exploitation and kind of like horror roots. Like it's like a fanboy that's just going back to the well. There's so much about this film I wish we could discuss now that I'm actually looking forward to next December to really discuss some of the more intricate things about this film. I don't want to mention anything because, like Johnny said, it's still very new, and the journey is definitely part of this film. So I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna say that this is probably the best flick we've seen for the show this year. Definitely a treat, and I was worked. Like I said, there's so much I want to say that I don't know. I had no idea what we were watching until I watched it, but I dug it. Cast. I was along for the ride. I was worked. I was jerked.
Wow.
What?
I don't care who you were watching it with.
Why? Why are you gonna be crass?
You're the one who was jerked. You tell us.
This is why they can't come to places.
Okay, you're just gonna throw that lob that ball right in there? This is why they can't come?
I think we can all agree on.
No. There's no agreeing. You stand alone.
I'm going to speak for Aries on this one.
No, you absolutely not.
This is a treat.
All right.
All right, Aries.
All right. There's a lot of times I watch a movie and I am uncertain on how I'm going to vote until I come in here and we start to discuss it, and some of the things start to come to light and my opinion changes or gets finalized as we discuss it. This movie, on the other hand, even as I speak, I do not know how I'm going to vote at the end of this. There's so much about this movie I like and so much about this movie I don't like. This is one of those movies why I hate why we just have a two-tier system of like, don't like, trick, treat, whatever. I hate that. This is one of those movies where I hate the two-tier system, because this movie, there's a lot of this movie I like and a lot of this movie I hate. This movie, it definitely had an A, B, and C. It went where it was going, and it needed to get there. The acting in this movie was great. Everyone in this movie was outstanding in their acting. But it took half the movie to get to where you needed to get to. And when you were there, and then like I thought back to the first half of this movie, I'm like, the fuck did I just watch? Like it was story building, but there wasn't that much. There wasn't that much story to be built. Like they spent too much time building a story that wasn't necessary. And even when you got to the twist, granted, I didn't see that twist coming. I love that twist in that middle part of that movie, the Saran wrap. Suspension of disbelief. Like, I mean, I love that. But you know what? In real world, I'll call a little bullshit on that. But you know what? I am happy with that. I love that aspect of it. But once you got beyond that scene, once again, I was back into the whole lot of nothing for what was being said. This movie probably could have been condensed into a short, but if you ask me what to cut out of this movie, I couldn't cut out enough to make it a short. So my problem is this movie's too long, but it explained everything it needed to explain it in the length. So that's why I'm having the problem of not being able to say trick or treat, because there was the length, there wasn't enough in to justify the length, but I can't cut anything out. And I am really stalling right now because I really don't want to say trick or treat. But there are certain things about this movie. There were certain things, the Saran wrap fork.
Yeah.
As Corny said, receipt pin.
Yeah.
As being that I think that's the apt description for that. There's a lot going on in this movie.
Can I help you?
Probably not.
Was it too abrupt?
No, absolutely nothing. There was nothing abrupt about this movie.
Really? Okay.
Nothing abrupt about this movie. I think being that this movie is only a little over an hour and a half, you don't need to rush out and see this movie. But you know what? This movie is good because all the acting in this movie is good. So you know what? Sit down, watch this movie. Fuck it, I'm saying it. Treat.
All right. So yeah, for me, I think this is also a treat. The thing this movie is a bit slow to get going, but I think that it's all sort of worth it. It kind of lulls you into this false sense of security, which I think is important for what the film does. And then when it hits that sort of critical mass of like craziness, it kind of doesn't stop. And it's really interesting because, you know, it's almost like the director Ann Timpson uses this sort of twist to go from like 0 to 60 almost. And at that point, like things really pick up. And I think that it's a better movie for having the beginning that it had. It starts out very, you know, like it's even just Elijah Wood's character just walking up to the house, you know, real kind of quiet like, and you know, it's like a 5-minute scene. So it just starts out like that. And then, yeah, it's sort of a good demonstration of tone, you know, because you get this sort of like really more slow sort of interesting start, and then things really pick up, and you have no idea where it's going to go at that point. And even when you think you know, like that hotel scene, like what you thought what was going on was not going on. It was like, okay, you know, that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. And then the accident scene, I guess we'll say, like just there were so many really good scenes in the back half of this film that were really memorable. And yeah, the performances all were fantastic. And I love Michael Smiley, especially because obviously he's been in a few movies that I really, really love. And I thought Jethro, for me, the character was like the standout in this. Obviously, we got some great performances from Elijah Wood and Steve McHattie, though. So everything so far, you know, everyone in this was really good. And I think the direction was really good. I wouldn't have been able to tell that this was Ann Timpson's first film. And, you know, that's probably one of the best compliments I can give, because we've had some really good, outstanding first features that we've checked out, but then others that are like, yeah, you know, this, I'm looking forward to what this person does, but they need a little bit more seasoning. But for me, like, this is almost like he's worked on all these other films as a producer. He definitely picked up a lot, and I could see him doing a lot more in that vein in directing, and I for one would be looking forward to what he does next. So, yeah, for me, this is a treat. This is a good, interesting, different film with some sort of 0 to 60 moments of violence that you don't necessarily expect. So, yeah, I recommend Come to Daddy. So check it out. It is available on VOD. All right, so that is going to do it for our discussion of Come to Daddy. And next week, so remember how we were supposed to have all these movies that, like, I was so excited, and then there's a couple that got delayed. Now we're getting into it. So there's actually like 3 or 4 movies. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 movies that come out on the 14th that I want us to review. So we're going to have to, kind of spread them out a little bit, obviously, because we're not going to do more than one in a week. But next week, the one that I've been looking forward to the most, we're going to jump ahead and do that one first, because I've been really looking forward to the next film from director Joe Bigas, who we last did his film Bliss not too long ago, a few months ago. And in this, he's got an amazing cast. Get this, Martin Cove.
Wow.
You guys know Martin Cove, right?
Yes.
Fucking Sensei.
John Kreese.
Yeah, exactly. Stephen Lang.
Sensei John Kreese.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, John Kreese is in this. Stephen Lang. William Sadler.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
David Patrick Kelly.
Warriors. Oh, shit.
George Wendt.
Cheers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fred Williamson.
Fucking.
Fred Williamson, the Hammer.
Yeah, the Hammer. And
Yeah.
fucking Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a sampling. I mean, there's some other more.
Wait. Is this?
What?
Yeah. Said it yet. Let him get to it.
Yeah. I'm setting it up, man. I'm setting it up.
I'm sorry, Nana.
Well, what the fuck? You're too busy saying "oh shit" to every name. Listen for the movie.
He's doing it on purpose. He's getting Monster Zero and I going, and we're getting excited.
Well, calm your Woody and let him say the movie.
All right, Buzz Lightyear, fucking figure it out. What the fuck?
I'm not going to say it now. I'm going to do some tantric shit, Raven Shadow.
All right, well, I'm not going to watch it then. Whatever.
We all know that.
So,
John.
yeah. The synopsis: a group of war veterans must defend their local VFW post and an innocent teen against a deranged drug dealer and his relentless army of punk mutants. The name of the movie, VFW.
Yeah.
Shit, my dad might like that.
And the fuck? I'm all in on that. What the fuck are you saying?
Well, no, he's a vet.
I know that, but oh fuck, I hate you.
Why? You love me so much.
No, I don't.
You care about me.
Because I was just like, oh, I'm all on board, and you were just like, my dad would love that.
Yeah, it's like saying it's like an old person's movie.
Yeah, I like your shoes. My Nana has the same pair. No,
That's essentially what you're fucking saying.
No, but he wants it. My dad's a fucking vet, and he likes being a vet.
He likes going to the VFW.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, a lot of fucking meetings. It's fucking great.
Crushy old guys and cheap beer.
Would have been helpful in the 80s and 90s, but yeah, he's coming around.
Jesus.
What?
No, you made it bad.
Wow.
You made it about yourself. You made yourself the focus. You were a focus.
That's ballsy. That's a ballsy statement from you.
And also there's some newer, some of the younger actors. Dora Madison is in this. She played the lead in Bliss. So.
Oh shit! No, I'm sorry. That was your line. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. Go ahead.
Oh shit!
And strangely enough,
is that what it sounds like?
Yep.
Strangely enough, this is David Patrick Kelly and George Wendt's first film together since Dreamscape.
Wow, that's a fucking pull.
Obviously.
Yeah. Why is that weird? What has George Wendt done since Cheers?
Well, he was in Bliss.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, and
He was in House. I want to say House or I think it was House or House 2. I think it was in House.
Oh my God, we're gonna name George Wentz all his fucking films.
But that wasn't since Cheers.
He's actually been in a lot, Aries, recently.
Yeah. Shut up! This is an MZ thing. He's not quick enough to pull that shit up.
Wait, the Greatest American Hero TV movie from 2018?
Wait, what?
Was there a remake that I didn't know about?
There was talks of doing something. I don't think anything ever happened.
Yeah, apparently it did.
No,
Johnny's reading it.
Oh,
No,
it was.
Johnny's never wrong.
It was with a female protagonist.
Johnny's never wrong.
Is this out?
Are you going to argue with Johnny?
Not in front of him.
Not oh, behind my back?
No, not really.
Look, by the angle, you're behind him. Go ahead, argue.
Yeah, no, not when he's controlling anything.
Yeah.
No, but there was talk of doing a new Greatest American Hero, but I don't think it ever happened.
I think it did.
They might. I bet they did. I bet it was a pilot, and it never got released. One of those kind of deals, like the
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Yeah, with what's her name, Plawecki or whatever I can't remember her name.
I like the pants.
That was fine. I hated the sitting on the couch, like moping about boys and eating ice cream.
Actually, you know what? We tried watching.
It's
that.
bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
The trailer I saw had her like punching a warehouse wall and coming through, like, and it looked kind of dope. But yeah, Mary and I, we tried to watch it, and yeah, it was. Yeah, Diana wouldn't fucking do that shit.
It was Adrian Palicki.
Oh yeah,
that's who played her. And funny enough, Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, was also in that, and he is in the new Wonder Woman movie playing Maxwell Lord.
Cool. He's Maxwell Lord.
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
Are you going to check out?
I don't believe you.
Are you going to check out the new Wonder Woman film?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it looks awesome. Did you see the first one, MZ?
Yeah. Yeah, I dug it.
Do you like it? Okay.
Yeah, I dug it. It was
good.
good.
And I think Maxwell Lord is going to have an important part in why we don't know Wonder Woman operates publicly until Batman vs Superman.
Well, that'd probably be explained as to why we haven't seen her since, she showed up World War I and now the 80s and then the 2000s. So there needs to be some explanation, yes.
And I'm super psyched about that, but like, I don't know. We don't have much more time, but I think Justice League International is where they have to go next.
I don't think you're ever going to see that.
Not Bwahaha, but I think this would be a tangent, but I think the when Marvel can get up on DC, it's when DC is the establishment.
You're suggesting they do Justice League International when the Justice League bombed.
Yeah, because the league, at the Silver Age League, is the ultimate establishment.
But you're trying to convince the masses to go see a secondary version of the version that failed.
Well, they could just call it JLI, the Fantabulous Emancipation of Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, I mean, that's but I'm not saying doing exactly that, and that could be a whole conversation to itself. But I think the league, at its worst, the league is our grampies, our grown-ups. They're cops, and Marvel is not that.
The problem is Marvel did it right, and DC tried to catch up and they failed.
Right, but like take the Silver Age League, and this is not even what we're fucking talking about. But like, Green Lantern is a space cop, Hawkman is a hawk cop, Martian Manhunter is a fucking Martian.
It's not hawk cop.
Hawk
Cop.
He's a Thanagarian.
Yeah.
Batman.
You call a show that, and I'm in.
On CBS, Hawkcock.
Is that CAWK?
Yeah. Like conventions. Barry Allen's a cop. He's a fucking forensic, whatever the fuck. Batman's deputized. They're all the fucking establishment. You put them. That's why the fucking best league truly is the Morrison League, with the Big Seven, with Kyle and Wally shaking us up a little bit. But like the league, DC at its worst can be really fucking dull because they're fucking our grandparents. Ares looks at me like a fucking dog.
On paper, the Justice League, on paper, the Avengers is fucking boring until the MCU shows up.
No, because they're all assholes. They're all flawed. DC has flawed characters too, but their Silver Age counterparts are perfect.
Right.
And it's Barry is fucking dull. Barry is the worst thing to happen to Flash since Flash.
But the Justice League that exists when the Avengers exist are equally flawed. Well, not equally flawed. The Avengers are a little more flawed, but they're not perfect. They're not the Silver Age.
But DC Silver Age is whack. It's awesome, but it's more whack than what came later. And I think that rewatching Justice League, I'm seeing the establishment. And that's not rock and roll.
But they could also reinvent these characters for cinema because they reinvent Marvel reinvented their characters for the movies.
Correct.
Corny says it's Jon Stewart to get the fuck on.
Yes.
And he also posits that maybe Batman versus Superman never ever happened.
It could be. I mean, to be fair, Jon Stewart, the best thing about Jon Stewart was when he failed to fucking save the Cosmic Odyssey storyline.
I hate to say it, Corny, because I know you like Jon Stewart. I think he's kind of boring. He's kind of bland.
I like the Jon Stewart character, but he's definitely dull, like compared to like Guy.
I like Kyle.
But he's the level-minded character when everyone else is losing it.
True.
He's that level-minded character you need when everyone else is out of their mind.
Now, to be fair, the best interpretation of Jon Stewart was in the Justice League cartoon, but in the books, his greatest achievement was his failure, his hubris in Cosmic Odyssey. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Oh, yes.
With he thought he could stop the bomb going off. Mm-hmm. He kept Martian Manhunter away. Yellow fucking thing, couldn't do it. Bomb blew up.
Right.
I love MZ when we start talking about comics. He's just like so restless.
I just roll back in his head. If I drove here myself, I'd be gone.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when fucking Bo and Luke Duke pulled up to my fucking house, I put the TV on. They were like, "Why are you putting the TV on?" I'm like, "I want you to watch something." We watched Transformers, right?
You didn't even fucking know that was on.
But Johnny, every fucking Thursday, a Transformers movie is on fucking FX because FX has the same movie.
You got to do it on Bombo Radio.
Yeah, but Monster Zero perked up. We talked about Optimus Prime, and now he's fucking got a puss on his face.
No, I don't. No. Yeah, now you don't because we're talking to you. Can I just tell you, Jon Stewart? I consider that one of my biggest failures as a parent. Let me explain.
I think I know where you're going.
One of my biggest failures as a parent, because oh my God, who put that up there?
Corny.
Evil Corny.
Yeah, MZ perks up when he hears Transformers.
That's an old one.
When
that's actually from a cartoon. Too,
yeah. Oh yeah. I can't believe that made it through the censors.
You can't draw that.
You can't show that on TV.
When the Green Lantern movie came out and failed, the one with Ryan Reynolds, and there was talk of revamping it, and who would they use? And I showed interest in having Jon Stewart be the Green Lantern. My son deadpan looked at me and went, "From the Daily Show?"
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I'm like, that's it. I'm just, I like, everything was just drawn right out of me. I'm like, fuck.
I mean, yeah.
That's who I thought you were talking.
I mean, yeah, well, you know what? But you weren't raised by me in a fucking comic book in Star Wars world. Like,
you You have failed this city.
I mean, to be fair, when the comedian Jon Stewart came up, I'm like, oh, you like the fucking white Green Lantern? Like he was copying the real Jon Stewart.
Like it's such an uncommon name. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Get Stephen Colbert next?
Yeah, he's the next Green Lantern. He'd probably love it.
Yeah.
He would, but no, I mean, John. I mean, he dated the Kat Matui. She died. That was bad. But yeah, John's kind of dull overall.
I think he's just that level-mindedness that the league needs when they're out of control.
Fair. I mean, for me, it's Kyle, Hal.
Really, you go Kyle?
Yeah.
Kyle, Hal, Guy, John.
Kyle, Hal, Guy, Alan, John.
Oh, where's Kilowog and Gnort?
Then Kilowog,
Avensur.
You're gonna lose me soon.
Are these
Let's go through. Let's go. All,
some Harry Potter.
No, they're fucking politicians, motherfucker. They're on the fucking Democratic.
They sound like
ticket.
some from Harry Potter, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, fucking.
Green Lantern Corps was around long before Harry Potter. Let's
Yeah,
Raven Chat. Let's go through all 2,814.
Yeah, me and fucking Kat Matui, fucking
What was-
Tomari.
What was the planet one?
Mogo.
Mogo, yeah.
Mogo living fucking planet.
Yep.
Fucking Chip. He was a chipmunk Green Lantern.
Oh yeah.
Like he's got fucking 6 arms.
Forget Voldemort.
No, that's a magician, sir. That's fucking silly.
We got let's see who else we got.
Yeah, how about Motor Feet or fucking
Salak.
Salak? Yeah, Salak. Thank you. Salak was the pink motherfucker who was a dick.
What?
Not like a real cock, but like he was an asshole.
Well, because you said pink.
Well, fine. We'll have a fucking motor rotor or something, or like fucking
rotor.
Yeah.
Oh, we got how can we not mention Sinestro?
Oh my God, Sinestro! You should have seen his heel turn coming. Sinestro, you're the greatest hero. Why are you turning to a villain? My name's Sinestro, asshole.
Gnort's probably the best though.
Yeah, you would like Gnort, MZ, because he was a dog Green Lantern that he got his powers because his uncle was like a politician, and he bribed someone to get a fake Green Lantern ring. There was the fucking. There was you know who sucked was who was he fucking Sabinyat. He was a fucking. He pissed me off. He was a fucking Daxamite. So a Daxamite is like Kryptonian.
So ridiculous.
Look at me. Look at me right now. Look
I
at
am
me.
looking at you and your. Oh Jesus!
Look at me.
Look at those crazy little eyes.
Look at me.
Stop saying he's looking. You just can't see it.
Look at me.
Beatiest little.
Sabinyat
This is creepy.
was a Daxamite.
Very creepy.
And is like Kryptonian.
Why are you fingering his ear?
But listen, that's just fun. They get sick over lead and not kryptonite.
Okay.
So a pencil could kill them, but they're the powers of Superman.
Okay.
So I'm trying to tell you about
It's not really lead in a pencil.
is there was a Daxamite Green Lantern. Having a Green Lantern.
Okay, so a Doxonite Green Lantern.
Daxamite, don't
Daxamite, yeah.
Dolomite?
Dolomite.
You picture a Dolomite Green Lantern?
Raven Shadow, how many Green Lanterns are there in the Corps?
Fucking lot.
Trivia.
Well, it changes because when fucking Hal blew everybody up. Oh, and there was fucking, I don't know.
So there is when there was one per sector, it was 3,600, and then when they went to two per sector, there's 7,200. So 7,200 Green Lanterns. Let's name them all.
There's Boudica. There's
Jade,
Boudica.
Jade, Vidar, Rond, Yalan Gur, Young Lee, Daniel Young, Avensur.
Go warm up the truck, MZ. I'll be
William
right there.
Hung.
Yeah, right?
Oh yeah, Boudica. Yep, the Lost Lantern.
Yeah, there was some bad fucking. There was the fucking Diamond. There was some shitty fucking Green Lanterns. There was like the Green Man.
Yes, the Green Man. He was the one of the Alpha Lanterns.
Charlie Vickers was a fucking weird human Green Lantern that wasn't one that. Yeah, do a Bing search for Charlie Vickers. He's fucking dumb.
He's fucking dumb.
There was some shit. This should be no crime at all with all these fucking Green Lanterns.
Charlie Vickers.
Right? Do you think you type that in? What are you gonna find? You think I'm kidding you?
Oh no, no. He first appeared in 1967, Green Lantern Volume 2, number 55.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Charlie Vicker of Planet Earth is a former actor who portrayed Green Lantern in a TV show.
That's right.
Vicker led a fast lifestyle and used his brother Roger as an understudy. One day, after a hectic night of parties, Roger filled in for his incapacitated brother. Roger was killed in a live television broadcast by an alien that had mistaken him for the real Green Lantern. A repentant Charlie works with Green Lanterns to bring the aliens to justice. The Guardians, impressed with Charlie's spirit, make him a Green Lantern of Sector 3319. Charlie Vicker was the second human to join the Green Lantern Corps after Hal Jordan. His time as a Green Lantern is marked with difficulty, as his sector is populated entirely by non-humanoid aliens. Eventually, he comes to feel compassion for his alien charges. After the dissolution of the Corps, he was recruited into the Dark Stars organization by John Stewart. He later died in battle defending the planet Ron from the alien despot Graven. There you go.
Shit, we read that. Really?
Yeah. Charlie Vicker. Good old Charlie.
I've forgotten loved ones' names. Childhood memories, but I can regurgitate Charlie fucking Vickers.
Do you ever scream out his name by accident?
Charlie Vickers. Call me Joey. Who's your favorite new kid?
Charlie Vicker.
Charlie Vickers.
All right, we're gonna wrap the shit up. We got one voice message, so let's stop talking about.
Let me just answer Corny's question. No, it's going to be quick. Evil Corny asks, "What does I think about the new Beast Wars movie that's going to be coming out?" And to be perfectly honest with you, I do not. I don't think about it at all.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
I am not. I was never a Beast Wars fan. I'm not going to start now.
But you gave it some thought because you brought it up before, Corny. So you don't think highly of it, but you do think of it.
Yeah, if we're gonna like
Split
boil
hairs.
it down. Yeah, if we're gonna boil it down to that.
Have you met us? This is what we do.
Unfortunately, I have, and fortunately, I like you people. So
we're still trying to
people.
figure out.
You got to hang out with me, huh?
You people.
Yeah, what you mean, you people? No, so I don't care too much for Beast Wars. I never watched it. I never cared for the TV show. I thought, even at the time that the show came out, and the graphics were very, very dated.
What was it, like Optimal Prime or something? Or
Optimus Primal, who was a monkey, and if you ever saw his transformation, you'd flip out, because all it is a standing ape that turns into a standing robot. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Stupid is that?
It is. It's dumb. And Megatron's a T-Rex, where he has one hand and his other hand is the T-Rex head, which is really lame. It's like they don't know where to put it. So okay, we'll just use his hand as make the T-Rex head as his hands.
Yeah, what are they, 5-year-olds? The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't even for 5-year-olds because my kid had one of these, and every time he wanted it transformed, he'd bring it out to me, and I'd have to pull out the instructions to transform it.
Oh, that's whack.
I don't even know which one. I thought it was an Optimus Prime, but it wasn't. Talking to MZ, it was a cheetah. I don't even remember who it was.
Cheetor.
Cheetor.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah, I don't even fucking know who the hell that was.
That's the other thing about Beast Wars, is that all the names that they give these characters sound like refused GoBot names. They're just terrible. Meanwhile, when it came to G1 Transformers, all they name, and look how Wolfie's about ready to fall asleep here.
No. He's producing,
and because the names of the G1 characters, their names are dealt with their personality traits or what their special ability is.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what they are. physically.
Like two on the nose. Like two on the nose.
Yeah,
right.
Like the only one that I could think of off the top of my head right now that would fit that character, that criteria rather, would be Astro Train. Because he's a train. The word train is in his
train
name.
on you later on.
The word train is in his name, and he's a train. So that it kind of hits that mark.
Like it'd be like Prowl being called Cop Car.
Yeah, and Prowl works because Prowl lurks around, and he's a cop, so it works. So anyway, that's my beef on Beast Wars.
Worst names ever.
All right, we're gonna wrap this shit up. Come on.
Okay.
And we're not gonna get into Beast Wars right now. All right, we do have one voice message, and it is from our boy Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, it's Arkham Josh here. I'm just calling in with a little bit of catching up. First off, this week's film, Come to Daddy. This was definitely something I too had been looking forward to. I know this had been mentioned by at least one of you that this was on a much anticipated movie. And I too had been waiting on this one for a little while. And I gotta say, I was not disappointed. I really enjoyed this. I thought it had some good kind of twists and maneuvers to it. The characters were good. The writing was good. It looked fantastic. It had a really interesting soundtrack. I don't really want to say too much because, I don't really want to give anything away, but it's definitely worth a watch. So I'm going to say that it is a treat and a recommend. And definitely a good, quirky film because, it does have some, horrific moments, but it's also a very funny movie. So, definitely check that out. Also catching up, let's see, I had seen Little Monsters back when it first hit Hulu. So, I'm going to say I watched it, enjoyed it very much. It looked really good, had some really good characters. Overall, I can agree a little bit with Raven Shadow where he said he's just kind of done with zombies. But I thought that this kind of brought a fresh take on it. It was pretty good. It was a treat. And I'll say it's a recommend, but, you can wait till you've caught up on other things, if you know what I mean. It's definitely really good, but it's not something where you I gotta run out and see this right away. I didn't get to see that Justin Long movie yet, but I'll try to catch up on that one soon. I hope you guys are all doing good, and I don't know, I guess I'll talk to you guys soon, because I guess that's it, alright? You guys have a good one, I'll talk to you soon, bye.
All right, Josh, thanks, buddy. Always a pleasure to hear from you, and he also liked Come to Daddy, so that's 5 treats for Come to Daddy. And also enjoyed Little Monsters, but he's kind of with, I think it was you, MZ, getting a little zombie fatigue.
Yeah.
So
it's been settling in on us for quite some time, actually.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Josh, thanks, man. Always good to hear from you, and I think that's going to do it. You guys have anything else you want to get off your chests?
No.
Any more Beast Wars? You want to talk about another one of your favorite Green Lanterns, Raven Shadow?
No.
Oh, there is a fucking super dope Ted DiBiase documentary on the Amazon.
Wow, you're fucking the we're gonna call you our Werner Herzog fucking documentary.
I am like that. Yeah, I watched the first 20 minutes of a Ted DiBiase documentary.
The first 20 minutes,
around half an hour. Probably 30 minutes. And it was great. And I watched the King of Kings Triple H documentary.
All right. Enough. You going to watch some more documentaries this week?
Yeah, it was The Kid. The Kid was on there. Shawn Michaels was there. Terror Rising they talked about.
Yes, from WCW.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say goodbye, MZ.
Yeah, Raven-Derch, douchebags.
Aries.
Farewell.
Raven Shadow.
The Fast Love Hard Die with the mask on.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us. So we appreciate you guys hanging out for episode 394. Once again, we're coming up on 400. If you guys want to get some early thoughts in for the show, some voice messages, some emails, go ahead and send them to podcast@trickortreatradio.com. And next week, we are going to be talking about VFW. And no, not the place that Raven Shadow's dad wants to hang out. We're talking about the movie from Joe Begas. So everyone go check that out. And I also neglected to mention it's being released by Fangoria. So it's put out by Fango. It's one of their, on their imprint. So everyone check out VFW. And if you guys get a chance to check it out and want to leave your thoughts, leave us a voice message or an email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. And we look forward to hearing from you if you send something. So that is going to do it for us. So for myself here at the Castle Wolfenstein, and for the guys at the Lair of Lost Swag at the Raven Chateau, we will see you next week.